Oh my god, like ashy.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is
Hello.
Isabella Isani. I am a digital marketing professional sales double major here at William Patterson University. I am also a program assistant for the RBI. I help run programs like this one. And I just want to tell you a little bit about myself today. So I've learned a lot since I've been working here. I've been here for almost a year, kind of a little bit under, and so far I've been learning a lot of interpersonal skills. This is one of my biggest factors when it comes to sales. I feel like they're very, very important, communication and things like that. I run the LinkedIn page for the RBI, and since doing so, I have boosted engagement by 200%. And I've also had to utilize market research using Excel as well as Sales Navigator. And with those, I'm able to conduct research and find corporate sponsors, students, high school and college, just so I can get a feel for like who we want for our next program, and kind of build our leads list. I've also learned lead generation. This has been a big help for lead generation for me. I'm able to use my skills to connect with my clients, build a relationship with them, which is very, very important. You can never have a client without a relationship. And I've also actually used these skills at my previous job. I worked at Macy's and Ulta. I was doing beauty at both, and for about 2 years. Here I learned so much as well, especially about selling. Macy's is not the typical retail store, I would say. I was really adaptable at this job. It's another big skill that I learned. I was, constantly tailoring people's skincare routines. I had to meet with people with different skin types, textures, colors, skin needs, even like sensitivities, and it was like a rolling basis. I'd see hundreds of people a week, so I had to constantly make sure that I was up with the new products that were out, have intense product knowledge, and be able to apply that to each of my customers because everybody's different. And through that, I was able to be, what they said, in the top 20% Northeast. I was able to be one of the top performers, and this is really important for me because I was able to use my. It's done? Oh.
It's 2 minutes.
Okay. That was fast. That was
I'm just gonna double check.
It's over?
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great work.
That was so fast.
Got it.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Tori Bardu. I am a sophomore at William Patterson University pursuing a bachelor's degree in professional sales with a plan to double major in marketing. So it was a journey to get where I am, but nonetheless, I'm adaptable and persistent. So at the end of 2018, I moved to the United States of America from a very small island in the Caribbean called St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Nonetheless, I was thrown into the last 3 months of 8th grade, and I had to quickly grasp the concept of the American education system, especially since I was preparing to transition into high school. My transition into high school went smoothly. I ended up graduating in the top 10 of the John F. Kennedy High School, along with having a National Honor Society badge to represent my active participation and my dedication. A few months before graduating, I came to the Raspberry Institute as a student participant in the high school sales challenge. The goal was for students to sell themselves on a roleplay podcast as a social media influencer. I did not win. It was my first time being exposed to sales, but I liked the experience, I liked the setup, and I came back that following summer to participate in the summer sales program. This program was 1 week. We did training Monday to Thursday, and then by Friday we were set to present to many professors about our idea. I ended up placing third in 2 categories, selling myself, which was independent-based, and selling my idea, which was teamwork-based. I'm passionate about learning sales and using strategies to turn opportunities into results. Currently, I'm seeking a summer sales internship, and I would appreciate any advice, insights, or referrals you might have to offer. Thank you for your time.
Great work, thank you. Fantastic. You're good. We have a little bit of time too, but that was great. Great confidence.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Xavier Clavio, and I'm a sophomore at William Patterson University. I'm studying finance technology with a minor in professional sales. I'm also a part of the Honors College. And while today I can go through my resume with you, I want to tell you how me being a runner makes me the perfect candidate for you. Runners are 2 things. They're both consistent and adaptable. The first is consistent. As a runner, you have to put in countless early morning runs, and oftentimes when you'd much rather be in bed. But this taught me the value of discipline and the success that it can bring. Not only that, but adaptable. Runners have to also be adaptable to the terrain, to the cars, and to the road. Each race and each run each come with their own unique challenges. It is because of this I was able to run my first ultramarathon. This was over 30 miles in heavily wooded terrain. This often had no trail markers, and you truly had to hope you were running in the right direction. It's because of this I also was able to not only use these skills personally, but professionally. When I first started working as a golf caddy, I truly had no idea what I was doing. But over the past 3 years, I was consistently able to put in the work in order to learn the game and develop my skills. While I wouldn't call myself Tiger Woods, I can say that I'm confident and add value to the customers that I service. I know this is what you're looking for in a candidate, and I'm confident that I have the traits to overcome the obstacles. I thank you for your time, and I look forward to your support. Thank you.
Thank you. Great work. How'd that feel?
Pretty good. A little faster than I thought, but good.
You did fantastic. Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely. Great. Well,
Hi, I'm
Good
Keith
morning.
Cleo. I'm a senior here at William Patterson University majoring in finance. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me, as I would like to give you some insight as to who I am as an individual. I would like to share with you one trait that defines me overall, and that's ambitious. From a young age, I've learned that ambition isn't just about dreaming big, but about turning those dreams into reality. Within my first year of college, I faced a turning point. Excuse me, I faced a turning point. I received zero financial aid and I was forced to drop out. Within that year, I created a business in the sneaker industry and have been funding my tuition since. This past experience taught me what it's like to grow as an individual. Over the years, I've had the privilege to manage over 6 figures in annual sales and overall grow as an individual and overcome my challenges. This same ambition led me to embrace new opportunities and step out of my comfort zone. I took a sales internship in Boston, and my experience in this beautiful city taught me what it's like to grow as an individual and overall make a strong impact wherever you go. I come before you not just as someone who has overcome their challenges, but as someone who believes in the power of ambition. I believe my skill sets and my experience allow me to excel in any team or challenge I may face. Thank you very much for your time.
Fantastic work. Thank you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Pleasure. Have a good one.
Thank you.
No, you're good.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
Good.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm
My name's
Katie.
Isabella. Nice to meet you,
Nice to
Katie.
meet you. So I'm with the Sherwin-Williams Company. Today we're just going to be interviewing for an entry-level sales position role. 15 minutes, started at the phone. You'll hear the phone once more when we have a 2-minute warning, and then the phone again will signal that we are done.
Okay, perfect.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
So let's get right into it here. Why don't you start by telling me a little bit about yourself?
Yes, this is my resume.
Thank you.
So I'm currently a junior here. I am a digital marketing and professional sales double major. I'm also a digital marketing professional sales program assistant for the RBI Institute, which is here, and I help run programs like this one. I've also learned to conduct market research, which is a new skill that I've learned. And in doing so, I have to use Excel, Sales Navigator through LinkedIn, and basically I help the RBI find like corporate sponsors and kind of get, I guess, brand awareness about what we do here, as well as cover topics like the programs that we do. So this one, the National Sales Challenge, and among many others. And yeah, so that's one of the great things that I do here. It's a lot of fun, and I think that these skills are definitely transferable to any job because market research is very important, especially when you're, trying to do lead generation and things like that. You have to know who you're talking to, know your client, things like that. I've also worked previously at Macy's. I love to cover this one because Macy's is very different from a regular retail job. It's very sales focused. So we had sales goals, end of year, month, week, day, you name it. We had to do, basically, we had to have a client book. So in this client book, we had to have client retention. We had to have programs, so events and things like that, to really bring the customer back to boost revenue and drive sales. And in doing so, I was actually top 20% in the Northeast for Macy's for performers when it comes to client retention rate. But my client book didn't work, so solely based off of my customer experience that I provided them alone, that's why they came back for me. I wasn't able to text them or call them like my other colleagues could have. I've learned a lot of skills from both of these jobs. I would say adaptability and my interpersonal skills, and that's why I feel like I'd be a good fit for this role. They're very transferable. I can take them with me very far, and I feel like that I can also grow on them at this job as well. I'd like to ask a couple questions about Sherwin-Williams as well. So I know you guys will put us through, like, for example, working through a store first to get like that product knowledge. Product knowledge is very important to me. So I wanted to know, like, is there like a training base? Like for us, when I worked at my previous jobs, we had videos and things like that. So is training more hands-on?
Good question. Yeah. So during a training program, it's kind of a combination of both, hands-on. We do have computer modules, but you would have a mentor throughout your time during training, whether it be a store manager, assistant manager, outside sales representative. So really get to see, hands on the job, and then you get your foundational, like you said, product knowledge. Learn a lot on the computer that way, but no one day is the same. So being able to be adaptable, just like you said, and being able to pivot at a second's notice. So,
Definitely.
Good question, though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, definitely adaptability is very important, especially because you're dealing with different clients. Granted, Macy's is cosmetics. I think that I can go far in many different fields because it set the core foundation and the core principles that I needed for other jobs. Like I said, with adaptability, I had to work on different faces, different insecurities, and textures, colors, sensitivities, things like that. So that was very important as well. And kind of being able to build that relationship with the client and be able to kind of let them know that you're safe with me, like I got you, I'll help you. And they know that when I come back, I'm only looking for her because she is going to do me right. I feel like a lot of times with sales, people think, oh, you're just going to sell me something and you're not actually going to sell it for me, you're going to sell it for your numbers. That's not the case, especially for me when I sell. I feel like when you're building that relationship with the client, you need to really make sure that they understand that you're there for them, you support them every step of the way, because that's how you build an actual relationship, and they will be so loyal to you, I've learned at my time there. And yeah, I think this would be really helpful for me in any field that I go into, especially this one. And paint is kind of similar to makeup, I think. It's still under the color spectrum, and I had to learn how to do color theory and things like that, so I think I'd be quite strong there.
Awesome.
Yeah, do you have any questions for me that I can answer?
No, I do have a few more questions to get a better understanding about your experience. So let's move right ahead here, Isabella. Getting right into it here, can you tell me about a time when you faced a conflict, either at work or school? How did you handle it, and what was the outcome?
Yeah, so I can talk about something at school. I think I'm talking about Macy's enough. So at school, I had a group project, and a lot of times with group projects, not everyone is willing to put in their part. However, once you get to like more junior classes, senior classes, the work is more heavy. So I had to put on my big girl pants and I had to be like, okay guys, we need to get this done. So it was actually just 2 weeks ago, we had a proposal that we had to mock up, and I set out the entire skeleton for the group. I tried to make it as easy as possible. I assigned roles based off of what they wanted because I wanted to reach out to them. And I guess this would be a leadership skill in a sense because I was conducting everything. I was keeping clear communication to let them know, hey, this is what you're going to do. This is what time you have. It's due this day. Let's get this done. I was able to conduct everything, and we got it done multiple hours before it was due, and I was able to submit it for our class, and we actually got 100. Yeah, so I was able to actually get everyone to collaborate together, especially when it's a new class. No one really knows each other. It's a little awkward, but somebody has to do it, So I took the initiative to kind of do it. So when it comes to a leadership role, I will step in if I have to. I don't mind being a team player as well, but if there is no leadership action being done, like I will take it because we have to get it done at the end of the day. And yeah,
So
I
I
think
deliver
that-
on the clients, customers, you know,
Yes,
whoever you're, you know.
definitely.
Yeah.
There's always going to be like, timestamps and things like that.
Sure.
Like you have to get things done at the end of the day. You can't wait on them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's definitely something I would definitely bring up.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Good answer.
Thank you.
Let's move on. Building rapport is sometimes a very, very challenging thing to do, and you kind of touched upon this in your last question or your last answer. But can you give me a specific example of a time when you were able to build that rapport with someone at work or school, even when the situation was against you?
Okay, yeah. So I guess I would go with work for this one. When I was dealing with a client, she was already having a bad experience, so the cards weren't really in my favor. She was dealing with a different employee of mine, coworker I should say, sorry.
Sure.
And she was basically just having a really bad time. She didn't want the sale anymore. She was like, listen, I don't want to do this anymore. My employee, she was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I'm frustrated, whatever. Because I guess the client was being too difficult or taking too long or whatever have you. And I think patience is definitely important here. But I was like, okay, I got you, girl. Like, I'll take it. Don't worry. And so I kind of took the lead and I was like, okay, what's wrong? And the client was also very frustrated and she didn't really like the energy that she was getting from the previous person. So I was kind of going with her slowly and trying to de-escalate the situation because sometimes it gets a little hot. So I was like, okay, let's take a step back. Like, I got you. Like, what is it that I can help you with? And she was a bit hesitant at first and she kind of just wanted to leave, but I was able to kind of take it down a bit and be able to provide her with a more softer experience so that she can kind of, I guess, change the environment, like the aspect of the energy that was kind of given.
Sure.
So I had to make it like a level playing field and just kind of, even though the cards weren't in my favor, I wanted to make sure that I could at least give her a decent experience to walk away with. Sure. Even if she didn't get the sale, if I didn't get the sale, I just wanted her not to leave and be like, this is the worst experience ever, I'm never coming back here. And then she tells her friends and her friends' friends and all that thing. And then we just have a bad name on our hands.
Right, yeah.
So I feel like just at least, building the rapport of, well, at least there was still Isabella. She was able to, help me out here and make me feel at least better. I was able to help her get the sale that she wanted. Like, she needed some sort of product and I helped her with that. So it did end up working out for me in the end, but it definitely in the beginning was a bit tricky. And we will have instances like that where, maybe it doesn't work out with somebody, so you have to kind of take the reins and change the script a bit.
Right. So
I would say that was probably an instance where that happened.
Good. Yeah. Definitely taking those verbal cues and taking into consideration, past experience, but understanding that sometimes experience in service goes a longer way than the actual product.
Yeah, of course. And especially in those times, you don't want to rag on your coworker because that's a relationship too.
Yep.
So I had to kind of I just had to diffuse the situation energy-wise and just kind of talk her down, like, hey girl, like, it's okay, I got you, like, what do you need? And just be more soft with her than a bit more harsher.
Sure. Yeah. Awesome. No, good answer. Next question I have for you, Isabella. Many situations at work or school will require fast thinking and speed in making decisions. So give me an example of a time in which you were especially skillful in making that decision quickly.
Yeah. So, and you said work or school, right?
Yeah.
Can I use personal life as well? Or
anything that you think is relevant to the sales role, yeah.
Yeah, so I think when it comes to that, a personal experience I had is we had to make a quick decision on where we wanted to go. So I was driving one day and I had my friends in my car and we were on my way to my other friend's birthday party. And as I'm driving, this lady, I'm trying to go into her lane and this lady's trying to come into mine. I thought she was slowing down so I could go in front of her, but she ended up cutting me off like this and going this way. So I had to use quick thinking and I had to, safely assess the situation, see where I can go to avoid getting into a collision. And I looked into my rearview mirror, made sure I was clear on the side. And then I kind of, I got out the way without scaring my friends, without crashing the car.
Yeah, precious cargo in there.
Yes, of course, definitely. But I was able to use my critical thinking and quick thinking skills to be able to negate a very bad situation.
Sure.
It would have been very bad if I hadn't thought so quickly. I think that's important, like fast reflexes, things like that. Being able to, like those critical thinking skills, because even though it's not really related, I guess, per se to a job, like no one's gonna be driving whatever, but it's still important to be able to think that fast of, okay, I'm in a quick situation, how do I get out of this?
Exactly.
And I could apply that to work even, because if there's a situation, if I'm in a sales call right now
Mhm.
and I'm speaking to you and I mess up, or if you're dialing back and you're like, I don't really think I want this, I need to be able to quickly think, okay, what can I say that would kind of get your attention back?
Right.
What can I say that'll make you feel like your needs are being met?
Mhm.
And kind of like sync it back to back on track, so I can handle the objection but also bring it back to me so that we can hopefully still close the deal.
Right.
Even if it's not entirely my favorite, at least it's still a step in the right direction where I keep the rapport and maybe even get another meeting or something so we could continue to build on it.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that's important.
Good.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
definitely assess that situation.
Yes.
And know the environment again
Yes,
that you're
definitely.
in.
Yes.
Awesome.
100%.
All right. Describe a situation in which you found that your results were not up to your either professors or supervisors' expectations. What happened and what actions did you take to rectify that?
Can you restate the question one more time? I'm sorry.
Absolutely. Describe a situation in which you found that your results were not up to your professors' or supervisors' expectations. So, what happened, and then what actions did you take to rectify that?
Yeah, so actually I can refer that to this job here at the RBI. I was doing my work in the beginning when I first started. My copywriting skills and I guess my digital design skills for the graphics that we were posting weren't really up to par. So I actually I was talking to Mr. Gatlin and he was giving me his feedback. He was like, you have those creative skills, you need to be able to apply them. So I was like, okay. And so over winter break, and it took some time, and then when I came back, I was actually practicing my copywriting skills. I also got Photoshop and things like that so that I could work on those skills that he told me I needed to work on, so that I can provide a solution and also avoid having that conversation again. And I actually showed him my work and he liked it a lot better than my previous work. So I actually looked back at my old drafts that I was making for LinkedIn, and there's a big difference. I definitely say that I do like copywriting a lot, and I learned that by practicing and honing that skill. I value that information that I was given, and it's helping me grow in the end, and that's why I feel like having the experience that I do, being only 20 and only a junior in college, I think I'd be a great asset to your company because I already come out with that experience and with those skills that I can keep building on while I'm working with you.
Awesome. And actually, that segues perfectly into this. I will leave the interview with this. Why should we hire you, Isabella?
Yes. Like I stated before, I think I'd be a great asset to your company. Like I said, with the skills that I have, me being so young as well as graduating soon, I think I would come off, graduation fresh with skills, with, critical thinking, I guess, and things that I can apply, especially sales experience, which is very important. So the training for me would be a lot less than it would be for one who maybe doesn't have the same experience that I do. I would be able to handle a sales call well, and I can deal with the mentorship, and the mentorship can help me grow further, but I'll already have that base and that core, understanding that'll help me move faster than many others.
Sure.
Definitely. Thank you.
You're very
Thank you so much.
welcome.
And how can I learn about moving forward?
Yes, so you will be provided feedback, I believe, I think through we're doing some judging behind the scenes, so I think that you're going to be given that as well as professors, I believe. I don't know when that will come out, but
thank you so much.
You will be provided feedback, instant feedback, great flow, great energy. Everything that you did speak about was very relevant to a sales entry-level role. I like the questions too. You sound ambitious. You sound that you wanna do well. You wanna learn. You're open to learning and taking on those challenges. So continue honing in on those.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, awesome. And congratulations on making it this far.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good rest of your
You
day.
as well.
Thanks.
Good, thank you.
Good. I'm Katie.
Katie, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Do you mind if I close the door?
Absolutely.
Sure.
All right. You can have a seat.
Thank you, thank you.
So just to give you a heads up of today, it will be 15 minutes. The phone just rang, so the time did start now.
Yes,
This is for a sales entry level role. I am with Sherwin-Williams, and then just another verbal cue you'll hear is just the phone ring again, 2-minute warning, and then if it rings again, that means that we are done with the session. So.
Okay, perfect.
All right, and we can get right into it, okay?
Perfect.
Awesome. So Xavier, if you want to get us started with just telling me a little bit about yourself.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
And I know you requested for the resume ahead of time. I just brought an extra copy
I
just so you
appreciate
have that
it.
in hand.
Yes.
And thank you again for taking the time. I know you have a tight schedule, but thank you for squeezing me in.
Welcome, yeah. I know you're busy too, so.
Yes. So just a little bit about myself. I'm a sophomore at William Patterson University. I'm studying finance technology. There I also have a minor in professional sales. And I've worked for the past 3 years as a golf caddy over the summers, and then I also work as an administrative assistant at a local real estate company. And currently I'm looking for a role as an intern. I see myself working somewhere in finance, but for myself I've been participating in sales competitions, and I've been very involved with the sales team and the sales club. So that's really given me something that I find that I like, because I like working with people. So potentially something in finance or sales, and that's pretty much where I'm at right now.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much for sharing this. This is
Sure.
great for me to be able to follow along. Let's get right into the interview then, Xavier. Can you tell me about a time when you faced a conflict at work or school, and how did you handle it, and what was the outcome?
Of course, and you really want to know that, because that really shows the character of the person and how they deal with stress. And for myself, I would definitely say that I can say yes to things a lot. I have a hard time saying no, but for myself, this past fall, I recently took on the role of the Board of Trustees, Vice President of the Professional Sales Club, among my other school responsibilities and working full-time. So I found that for myself, that was a very stressful time, because managing my time, it was very stressful. But for me, that I found that just being able to prioritize school first and then going from there. I also found that by living and dying by my Google Calendar, that really helps a lot.
Sure.
And that really is what allowed me to overcome that and minimize the stress from that, and just be able to have my priorities in check.
Absolutely. Gotta have that work-life balance.
Of course.
You know, sometimes I feel like my calendar kind of,
Sure,
runs
sure.
my life, but that is, that is the way of time management. And absolutely, just like you said, I mean, that's a way for you to overcome those stressful situations,
Of course.
and really understand what your priorities are, whatever they may lie, right? You said school or work, right? So, awesome. How about building rapport is sometimes a very challenging thing to do, especially in sales when you're trying to close that deal. Can you give me an example of a time when you were able to build rapport with someone at work or school, even when the situation was against you?
Sure. So I definitely think back for myself working as a golf caddy. I worked there for 3 years, like I said, but there you're working with different people, so you could have someone one day, but then work with another client another day. Sometimes if a situation, like a member doesn't like a caddy too much, or personality differences, they'll have someone else come in for that. So there was a time where I came in for that, where the personality differences were there, and it was pretty tense in the beginning, because you're trying to recover what the other person may not have seen, or just, again, like personality differences.
Right.
But really just trying to understand what the person's looking for, and trying not to assume things. For myself, just asking, like, specifically, oh, how can I help you best? Because some people don't like to some people don't like to talk, which is understandable, because they're there to have fun, but again, it's a game of numbers, and you want to focus. So just asking them, what helped was just asking him what he wanted, though it comes across as direct, but I think he really appreciated that, just to know what he wants instead of just assuming that. And for the rest of the round, it was pretty much, it went well, and he requested me many times after that.
Oh, good, awesome. Any specific reasons you feel that it went well, or can you elaborate on, how it went well?
What do you mean, in that situation or in general?
Yeah, in that situation.
Again, I would definitely say just understanding the needs of the person.
Sure. Okay.
Because everyone is different, like personalities, and you want to uncover what someone's looking for. I would say just definitely trying to find what they're really looking for. That helps, because at the end of the day, whether it's working as a golf caddy, working in sales, or even working in the classroom, you really have to understand what the teacher wants, what the company that you're going for wants, and cater to them.
Right.
Because you're solution providing at the end of the day.
Exactly. Perfect. Good. Good. How about this question here, Xavier? Many situations at work or school
True.
will require fast thinking and speed in making decisions.
Okay.
Can you give me an example of a situation in which you were especially skillful in making that decision quickly?
So I would definitely say, for myself, I have been able to participate in speaking like off the cuff. That has helped a lot, especially with as vice president of professional sales club. We've had a lot of times where we're giving them like role plays or how to practice for situations, but we don't want to just tell them like, oh, this is how you do a speed sell, this is how you do that. So really, like sometimes you may not be prepared for that, but we just give them off the cuff just to show them, even if you're just speaking, again, off the cuff, you can provide that for them. And that really shows the students there that you're able to do it, even if you're just talking about your own experiences. And by doing that, you're allowed to show those skills that you have.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's important is, kind of take any verbal cues, any physical cues, understand your environment, and just like you said, you can't be scripted all the time,
Sure,
right?
sure,
So
sure.
definitely take that into consideration, and I like to call it just having organic conversation, right?
So you don't want to talk to a robot all day.
Yeah, exactly. And I know we don't like to assume, but you would like to assume that it's on the other side too. They don't want to speak to a robot either.
Sure,
so,
sure.
Yeah, awesome. Describe a situation in which you found that your results were not up to your professors' or supervisors' expectations. What happened and what actions did you take?
Sure. So I would definitely say I recently had a class that required a thesis for that, and it goes with the honors college. So you can either take a honors class or take a thesis. So I opted for the thesis track, and there it's a lot on your own. Like you have to put in the work to schedule time with the professor and go out of your way to just make sure you're staying up to date with the deadlines and things like that. So for myself, I originally found that reaching out to them that maybe they're busy, maybe they haven't like seen what I was looking for when I was reaching out. But for myself, just consistently following up allowed me to do that, because I know they have their own lives, they can be busy with that, but just following up in person, just being able to reach out at the time that works for best, I found that works out.
Okay. All right, awesome. And what were you reaching out about? Was it just in terms of like that thesis, or to get kind of a guideline or recommendations as to which way to go with, completing your thesis, or help me understand that situation?
I would definitely say it was more so the guidelines for that,
Okay.
because it is, again, it's doing a lot of your work on your own,
Sure.
as colleges, but I found that I was not necessarily too aware what the topic was about.
Got it.
Just reaching out again for clarification, that allowed me to be able to write the thesis, have a clear structure, and then I was able to be successful from there.
Okay, got it. So basically you were kind of in a situation where not a lot of information was given to you, and you kind of had to play detective, right?
Sure,
and
sure.
Reach out, phone a friend, and use your resources like that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I don't attribute that to the professor at all, but yeah, no, everyone's busy, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Just like you said, everyone's busy. We
Sure.
all have our own, time schedules
Yes,
that we've
yes,
got,
yes.
so awesome. Okay. I will leave you with this last question here, Xavier. Why should we hire you?
So I would say definitely because I'm a people person. I know that's definitely what you're looking for in your role as a sales rep. You need people to not only be people oriented, but be able to communicate the value that they can provide. I'm confident that my skills, I'm able to do that. My previous roles, but again, I'm also very tenacious. I'm able to manage a high workload, high schedule, and be able to provide that for your company. And I know that that is what you're looking for.
Awesome. I hear a lot of ambition too,
Yes,
and you like to, sounds like you want to learn, you're open to learning, so that's also good too when you step into a sales role, because gosh, in the professional world, you learn something new every day. I mean, I learn something new,
Of course.
you know. I feel like every hour I learn something new. So just being able to be moldable and adaptable. So awesome. Any questions for me?
No, and I just wanted to add also that for myself, I also like to just consistently stay learning. What I like about the sales position is that, and just sales in general, that you're constantly learning, whether it's public speaking, whether it's communicating with people, it's that constant growth and development. Whereas in other professions, you may be just kind of in one role, but I like in sales, you're wearing a lot of different hats, you're able to talk to people, and I like that, the ability to communicate, but also to consistently learn.
Sure, yeah, awesome, good. Awesome. Anything else you wanted to add?
Yes, and the question's for you. How did you get into the role? Because when I spoke to one of the other reps yesterday, Solomon, he said that he joined as an intern. Is that the same for you? I've heard a lot of great things about that program.
Yeah, so unfortunately I can't personally speak about intern. I actually came into the company almost 3 years ago as a recruiter as well, so I've always been in the HR field with Sherwin-Williams. However, my journey didn't start there. I did retail management. I worked my way up to become a human resource manager at a big box store prior to this role. So I was able to hone in on those, you know, foundational skills, kind of just like what you're saying, you know, you're learning all the foundations, kind of, you know, what are you passionate about? What do you want to continue working towards? And I found that the recruitment in the TA or talent acquisition space was something that I was very passionate about. So actually someone reached out to me on LinkedIn, so it's a really good thing to have a good LinkedIn profile and have that updated. I didn't even have the open to work, but I just had like all of my information on there. Someone actually reached out to me, started the conversation, and that's how I got the interview, and here I am almost 3 years later. So definitely attribute it to hard work throughout the retail industry. Not being afraid, you know, of challenges, not being afraid to have to hustle and work for it, and understanding, you know, my place and, you know, going through training, understanding that big goal of what I wanted. And I think that's key, is to have those, you know, personal milestones and goals too to look forward to. So.
And you said you were there for 3 years, correct?
Yeah, I'm almost here for 3 years in May.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Early congratulations.
Thanks.
But so then what's kept you there? Because I know I've heard a lot of great things. At my school, we're doing this competition that, again, they've heard a lot of great things.
Yeah.
But what do you love most about it?
Yeah.
Because everyone that I spoke to, you're very passionate about it. And when I work for somewhere, or if I want to join somewhere, I also want to be part of that mentality and that culture that's happy to be there, happy to put in that effort. So then what do you love about working there?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, you know, what motivates me, right? You know, just I have amazing business partners that I can support. I speak with so many talented applicants, candidates, students, really understanding how I make an impact in every, you know, individual's life that I communicate with. So I think that really like keeps me hungry and wants me to continue doing what I'm doing. You know, personally, like that is, you know, satisfying for me. So,
Sure.
Yeah, just, you know, understanding how I can positively make an impact, I think.
Well, thank you. I thank you for your time.
Yeah.
And can I count on your support to move forward with these steps?
Yes, so what will happen is you'll be receiving feedback as well from all of the judges. And then, yeah, we will go from there.
Perfect.
Awesome.
So I can count on your support to move forward.
Yes, you can count on my support.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
We'll speak soon. Thank you.
You too.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job. Any other questions? Or I know we have like less than 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything?
I think I'm all set for questions, but
Yeah.
how did you feel? I know this is your first time with the role, so.
Yeah, no, I think you did a really great job. I think, you know, some of these questions are very behavioral based, so,
Yes.
you know, definitely be prepared to provide those specific examples so you know, the interviewer can really follow along as well, and be specific with that too. You know, I was kind of probing a little bit on that last question, just so I could fully understand what you were saying, so just keep that in mind when you're asked these behavioral questions. And it's really big too, like we want to see like the action taken, and we want to see the outcome and anything that you learn too from it. So,
That makes
but
sense.
overall, great, very confident. I mean, I know that you've prepped for, you know, probably hours, weeks, days, you know. So continue that mentality, and you'll go really far. So.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It was good
yeah,
to see you again.
good to see you too.
Thank you.
Best of luck in the 3rd round, right? You're in the 3rd one too.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right.
Do you mind if I hang on to that? I'm
Oh,
just running low on
absolutely.
the. Thank you so much.
I think I already have one, so you're good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hello, come on.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Alana Cockett.
Oh, I'm Katie. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. I'm here for the job interview. Should I?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're in the right spot, Alana.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So just to give you a heads up, the phone already rang, but we do have 15 minutes today.
Thank
You will hear the phone ring again when we have a 2-minute warning, and then again when our session is over. Okay, so, and I'm Katie, I'm with the Sherwin-Williams Company, and you are going to be interviewing for like a sales entry level role today. Okay, all right.
Sounds good.
Ready to get going?
Yes.
All right, well, we can kick it off here today, Alana, if you want to tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay. So my name is Alana Cockett. I'm a junior at William Patterson University, and my major is finance, and my minor is professional sales. And over the past 2 years, I've gained some transferable skills through my various roles, the first one being as a truck dispatcher, where I was able to gain communication skills because of my ability to effectively communicate with drivers, customers, and brokers. And I also gained some negotiation skills where I was able to get 75% of the rates above market rate. And also through my various extracurricular activities such as the sales team, where I was exposed to sales and gained some sales where I participated in different sales competitions and learned some sales tactics and strategies that I'm confident will be of value to your organization.
Awesome. Do you happen to have a resume too?
Oh, yes,
today?
I do.
Awesome.
Sorry
Just so
about
I can
that.
follow along. No, no problem.
Here it is.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. So we're going to get right into it here, Alana. But can you tell me about a time when you faced a conflict at work or school? How did you handle it, and what was ultimately the outcome?
It's a great question. So a conflict I face, so I'm in a lot of group settings at school, and with group activities it's sometimes a little bit difficult to get everyone to be at the same place at the same time. You know, people have like prior things that they have going on. And I had a group where this one person just was not participating. They weren't showing up at the group meetings. They weren't doing their part of the project. And how I handled that was I actually reached out to the person and I started sending them reminders. I actually called them.
Mhm.
It's like, hey, you're not participating. You know, they explained their situation, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna like start calling you. I'm gonna like send you reminders. So I literally sent like daily reminders, counting down the days until that person was able to start like completing their project, and actually turned the trajectory of our dynamic around, because eventually they started like actively participating. So yeah.
Good, good. What was said in those, messages? Any sort of, words of encouragement or yeah?
For sure, definitely. I sent words of encouragement. I definitely asked them. Well, sorry, I sent them words of encouragement, and I just reminded them like, hey, like 5 days to D-Day.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I sent them like daily texts like, hey, 3 days to D-Day. Hey guys, remember we have this far to do. And sometimes I just like send them a random text. It's like, hey, happy Monday. How are you doing?
Yeah.
Just things to like make sure that they know that we're here, but also like show your part. Yeah.
Yeah. No, understandably so, right? You want to kind of, insinuate that it's important to the group and the team, to be able to work together to meet that deadline, right?
Yes, for sure.
And also deliver, especially if it was for work, right? Deliver on your promise to the client or the customer. So,
yes,
that's what ultimately drives, right? Those follow-ups and communications. So, awesome. Good. So that actually kind of segues us perfectly into this next question I have, Alana. Building rapport is sometimes a very challenging thing to do. Can you give me an example of a time when you were able to build rapport with someone at work or school, even when the situation was against you?
That's a great question. Building rapport. So,
And you can take a pause if you need to, absolutely.
building rapport. I actually want to say in my role as at work as a truck dispatcher,
Okay.
but whenever we have new customers, I mean it's my carrier that I work for versus a bunch of other carriers. So creating a connection with them and letting them know that my company, will provide value for them. We'll make sure they do like on-time deliveries. We'll make sure that their freight gets to them. We'll make sure that the route from the shipper to them is clearly communicated. That is very important. And a way that we did this was this one carrier. He's somewhere upstate.
Okay.
And we reached out to him, and he was like, you guys sound good, but these other carriers sound good, so like what sets you guys apart? And we actually have a great track record and a great reputation in the trucking industry, and we were able to like show him like the value of like why you should work with us, along with our brand reputation of like, again, delivering service on time, making sure our freight was making sure that we communicated on time and everything. And he actually took the chance with us the first time, and he actually really liked it, because he was like, you guys really did do what you said, and you guys really were good communicators.
Good.
So that's one of the things that set us apart. But yeah.
No, that's awesome, because sometimes too, when you're pitching, you're not the only one pitching to this client, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna have competition. So just like you said, what can you showcase that sets you apart? And sometimes it is not just the product, right? Not just the paint, or we want that service, that great experience that you can always count on. So
Yeah.
good work. Many situations at work or school will require fast thinking and speed in making decisions. So can you give me an example of a situation in which you were especially skillful in making that decision quickly?
So one of the things with being a truck dispatcher is that you have to be able to move with whatever is going on that day, and each day is totally different. An example of this would be, like, for example, we have a 7 a.m. pickup appointment, and the driver calls maybe like an hour before and says that the truck broke down. And we have to like quickly come up with a solution for our customer, because we need our customer to stay in business. And a way that I was able to quickly turn this around was I checked the schedule to see like all the other drivers, see where they were at, see the closest driver to him, see when they were able to deliver, and you know, the time that they'd be able to get there. And the closest driver was would have been an hour late. However, I reached out to the customer and I communicated what was going on. I let them know that the truck broke down. However, I do have another truck that can get in there. However, it will be an hour late. And the customer was actually gracious and willing to work with us, so we were still able to pick up the product. And so we're still able to pick up the product, and the customer wasn't exactly pleased originally with the time, but he was willing to work with it, and he was very gracious about it.
Good, good. Yeah, you have to be adaptable, and just like you said, no one day is ever going to be the same. I think in sales, or honestly in any role that you have. So being able to pivot as quickly as possible, while still, like you said, staying solution based to deliver on those promises to your customer. So good, awesome.
Thank you.
Alana, describe a situation in which you found that your results were not up to your professors' or supervisors' expectations. What happened and what actions did you take to rectify that?
Well, that's a great question. So I am very big on feedback and like taking accountability, whether it's for a success or for a failure. So I'm always going to be that person. Like if something works out well in my favor, I'm going to like review, because I'm very introspective, so I'd review and say, okay, this is what worked, and maybe in the future I could do this again because this worked. And in the case that something doesn't work, I again make a list of things that doesn't work, and I reach out to get help and to rectify the situation. And the situation, you said an experience that I experienced this?
Yeah, any specific example that you could provide, yeah.
Yes, so I had a class and I did a paper.
Okay.
So I did a paper, and the professor was like, this is not exactly what I was looking for. He was like, I wanted it to be a little bit more, a little bit longer. So I reached out to him in his office hours, and I actually went in just to like get a clear understanding, and just so this time I could do a better job of it. And I did that, and I rewrote the paper, resubmitted it to him, and he was actually like super pleased, and he was like, like this is what I was looking for in the beginning. And he actually commended me for taking the initiative to reach out to him and for fixing my corrections, pretty much.
Awesome, good. Sometimes you have to, face those challenges head on, right? And just, acknowledge the situation, and then just like you said, find out the solution to make it better, right?
Yeah.
Awesome, good. Well, I'll leave you with this, Alana. At the end of this interview, last question for you. Why should we hire you?
That is a great question. So one of the reasons why you should hire me is, for number one, my drive. I'm very driven, and this actually stems from an experience I had as a child where I underwent spinal corrective surgery. And during my recovery, I had to relearn a lot of the things that I took for granted, like walking and sitting up. So ever since then, I kind of made up in my mind that whatever opportunity given to me is going to make the most of it. So that's one of the reasons why I'm so motivated and why I keep like pushing. Number two would be my experiences. As I mentioned earlier, I have experience in a little bit of sales, like specifically negotiation in the trucking industry, and in my role as a truck dispatcher, because I have to negotiate the rates with the brokers and with the customers, and I was able to do that and get like 75% of the rates above market price. And the third one would be my commitment to continuous improvement. And I'm accountable, so I like to make sure that whatever I'm doing it to like the best of my ability. And I'm always going to like assess what works, what doesn't work, and how I can improve, because the more you know is the more you grow. And I literally live by that motto. Yeah, so these are the three reasons I'm confident I will be of value to your organization, and these are the three reasons I'm confident that you should hire me.
Perfect. Awesome.
Thank you.
Good work.
Thank you.
All right. So I think we have some time left. Any questions for me, Alana?
Yes, I do.
Awesome.
So the first one is, what does the role, the typical, the culture, sorry, what is it, what is the day, I'm sorry, what, alright, I have a list of questions.
Sure, yeah.
Can you describe a typical day in the role?
Yes, so just like a entry-level sales position in one of our paint stores, you know, it is retail. You'd be working with a variety of different customers. You know, we call them DIY customers. You know, people that come in, you know, just looking for paint, you know, color matching. Contractors too, mix and tint the paint. So you kind of, you know, wear all hats inside of a retail establishment, while, you know, maintaining rapport and building those relationships and connections with customers. So if you don't mind getting your hands dirty, get to mix and tint that paint, but a variety of different customer bases.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
and
you.
every day is different too.
Okay, I'll add this onto that.
Yeah.
Okay, I know we don't have much time left. You had said 15 minutes. So before we move on, is there any reason that you would not support me to the next round?
I support you, Alana, moving to the next round. I think you came very well prepared. You knew exactly what you wanted to talk about, but you were adaptable and you were able to kind of pivot with, you know, the questions that were being asked, because they were behavioral questions that were being asked, and then any sort of like leading questions that I did, you know, have to probe a little bit more for, you're able to answer those. So while it's good to prep and have a script, you also have to be, you know, able to adapt and pivot too in conversation, because you don't know who you're meeting with, you know, so just being open to that. But no, really great job.
Well,
Really
thank
good
you
job.
so much.
Yeah, I support you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure
Yeah,
speaking to you today.
speaking with you too. Yeah, you have a good rest of your day, Alana.
Thank you.
You're
You too.
welcome. Come in.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Oh, perfect. Julia Moto, so nice to meet you.
I'm Katie. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Oh,
I'll get my resume ready for you.
oh, perfect. Appreciate it,
Of
Julia.
course. How are you today? How's your
I'm
morning?
good. Yeah, it's been very good. How about you?
Perfect. Can't complain.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, of
Hopefully
course.
it's not raining yet. I know we were supposed to get rain, but
It was drizzling on my way here, but honestly, I'm excited. I love the rain. So
yeah. Oh,
I can't complain about
Good,
that.
okay,
It's something
perfect.
about that fresh rain smell that honestly.
it does smell good. Yeah, I know.
I
I know
love-
exactly what you're talking about. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for providing the resume.
Of course.
Obviously, we have 15 minutes. It has started. But another verbal cue is you'll hear the phone ring again when we have 2 minutes left, and then it will ring again when our session is ended.
Absolutely.
But 15 minutes already has started, and the role is just a sales entry role, and I'm with the Sherwin-Williams Company. All right. So we'll get right into it, Julia.
Yeah, sounds good.
Why don't you go ahead and tell me a little bit about yourself?
So absolutely, I'm right now a dual major at William Patterson University. I'm studying professional sales as marketing and with a concentration in management. I'm graduating this May, so I'm so excited to start like my career and stuff. I'm also a part of the sales team here at William Patterson. Last semester we actually had a competition, a national sales competition, and me and a fellow student of mine placed fourth overall as a university, so that's pretty exciting. As for work experience, I started working at the age of 15. It's not on my resume because I couldn't fit it all on one page.
Okay.
However, that position was an associate manager's position at a local grocery store, Polish grocery store in Wellington. I gained that position by accident, actually. It's a really funny story.
Yeah.
So the manager, the store manager, he came up to me one day after the associate manager quit, just out of the blue one day. He came up to me and he was like, "Julia, are you a hard worker or hardly working?" And I was so confused why he was asking me that. I was like, obviously hardworking, like you see me every day. So he kind of gave me just a position on the spot and trained me over the next 6 months. And I stayed there for the next 4 years until I graduated high school. After that, I wanted a little bit more from myself, so I transitioned over to a sales lead position at Sephora. I loved that job so much. However, there was a conflict in scheduling because at the time I was actually a nursing student, so that's another fun fact about me.
Yeah.
So there was a conflict in scheduling, and unfortunately I had to leave that position. After that, I started my clinicals and started my practicals. So meanwhile, I was doing that, and also after a while, I started a seasonal position at my first ever like technical sales role as a sales associate at Freebird, which is a cowboy boot store. I absolutely loved it there, honestly. It was such a thriving and empowering environment, and unintentionally I was kind of working towards my sales career at that point without even knowing that I wanted to pursue sales. So after that, I was already a junior, and that's when I pretty much had the revelation of, hey, I'm not really happy with my life. Let me drop out of nursing and do something else. So that's when I transitioned into marketing management, and a couple months later I decided to do a major in professional sales. When I was in marketing, I already knew I kind of wanted to do sales, but I was like, a major in sales, like who needs that? But it actually was so helpful, and I'm so glad I decided to do that. It was honestly the hardest 3 months of my life because 2 majors kind of in 3 months, 3 semesters, it's kind of a lot, but I'm so happy I did that. Additionally, on campus, I was also the vice president at Network of Enlightened Women, which is a conservative club that we have on campus. I had to resign from that position because I was full-time looking for a job at that point. And right now I am a full-time sales lead at UGG, and I also bartend part-time at a restaurant in Montvale.
Awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. Paints
Of
a
course.
perfect picture. You know, definitely hear a lot of ambition there.
Yes.
And love the pivot into sales. Just like you said, you know, you were already kind of working towards that and you didn't even know it. So
It all fell in perfectly, honestly.
Exactly. Sometimes timing is everything, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for going through this, Julie, and I'm going to get right into it here. You know, tell me about a time when you faced a conflict at work or school. How did you handle it, and what was the outcome of the situation?
Absolutely. And conflict, you mean in time or with another maybe customer or person?
Yeah, any conflict, you know, I would say faced a conflict, you know, whether it was a coworker, maybe it was a project, maybe it was, you know, a delivery didn't get made on time, you know, any sort of conflict that you had to overcome.
No, absolutely. So actually a perfect example of this is when I was first working at the restaurant in Vita Garden. I was working with my best friend. She actually got me the job. We have very strong personalities, I would like to say. And she, I want to say, didn't really know how to handle stress very well, and she would go into that stress and it would affect her work and how she talked to people and stuff like that. So there was unfortunately a night where she kind of snapped at me, and I put her on the side and I was like, hey, what's going on? Like, are you okay? Like, tell me, like, what's going on? And she was kind of snappy at me and was mad because we were very understaffed that night, and she felt like I wasn't taking on as many tables as I could. could have. I understood what she was coming from because I kind of felt the same way, but I understood that obviously we're very understaffed and we're doing what we can. So I pulled her aside, I talked to her, I heard her out, and by the next 5 minutes we have the conflict resolved. So I think it's all about communication and listening and hearing one another. You can resolve any conflict.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because you don't know what the other person is thinking.
Absolutely.
And you don't want to assume, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, and sometimes you do just have to face those challenges or conflicts head on, right? So.
Yes, absolutely. I never like to drag anything out.
Sure.
Because it makes it worse, in my opinion. So.
And time, right? Time's money, so.
True.
All right, awesome. Segueing into this question here, Julia, building rapport is sometimes a very challenging thing to do. Can you give me an example of a time when you were able to build rapport with someone at work or school, even when the situation was against you?
Absolutely. So this is kind of a funny story. At the hospital that I worked at during my clinicals and also like parts time when I had the chance, I dealt with a lot of elderly patients because of the unit that I just was assigned to, which was absolutely so fun. I had great memories from that, but building that rapport with elderly patients is kind of hard just because some they'll look down on you because of your age and oh, what is this little kid doing here, right? So, and fairly I was pretty young at that time, so I understand. And building that rapport sometimes was hard, especially that patients obviously were in pain on top of that and didn't want to talk or weren't properly communicating. So building that rapport was very hard. Something that I liked to do was cracking jokes. I found that a lot of patients appreciated that in terms of need, especially when you come in with a smile, and that's sometimes so important in a stressful environment like hospitals. So I learned that by having that positive attitude and cracking jokes and maybe like truly and fully listening and asking the right questions, you can build rapport with anybody.
Right, yeah. Being genuine too, right? Yes. And just like you said, those organic conversations, you don't want to sound like a robot as much as, probably the other party doesn't want to hear a robot, so.
Yeah, absolutely, especially with the conditions that they were in.
Sure.
They were intense sometimes, and if a patient truly trusts you,
right,
you have that rapport.
Exactly. Yeah. No, good. Yeah. Awesome. Julia, many situations at work or school will require fast thinking and speed in making decisions. So can you give me an example of a situation in which you were especially skillful in making that decision quickly?
Absolutely. So at the restaurants, it was very fast-paced.
Sure.
Unfortunately, for the most part of my employment there, we were very understaffed. Nothing to cry about, but we were. So I had to think very fast on my feet. Something that I used to always do was look at the floor, assess my priorities, and just work my way from there. So sometimes I would be literally quadruple sat with parties of 10 or over sometimes even. So managing that and assessing and being quick on your feet and knowing what you need to do was very important. So I was able to, do that and positively impact my customers' day.
Good. Yeah, I think just like you said, understand the priorities, assess, right?
Yes.
And then that way you can, come up with a solution-based answer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, awesome. Next question I have for you is, can you describe a situation in which you found that your results were not up to either your professors or supervisors' expectations? What happened and what actions did you take to rectify that?
Absolutely. So in the position that I am now, which would be the lead. Yes, at UGG. Okay. My manager, I'm trying to recall the situation completely. There was a discrepancy in something that I did, and my manager pulled me aside and talked to me about that. I think it was in terms of being on the floor more, because at the time it was peak season and only managers were able to handle returns and stuff. So I was mostly on the cash register, and when you're MOD, obviously you have to be on the floor circulating. So I think she pulled me over at that time to talk about me being on the floor more and circulating, especially if I'm the only MOT on the floor, which I completely understood. I listened to her, asked more follow-up questions to understand how can I do my job better, took that in and put that into implementation, because I feel like if somebody comes to you with something, you always have to correct that no matter what, because it's insightful impact, and it will impact your job significantly if you improve that, as well as it will impact the customer experience in store. So I was able to take that information in, assess how can I better do that, and I came up with pretty much a system of returns that allowed me to be on the floor more.
Okay, awesome, good. Well, I leave you with this, Julia. Why should we hire you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's a great question.
Yeah.
I think everybody here that probably interviewed with you is very unique and special in their own way. And that's what's beautiful about being human, in my opinion. I come from a place where human intelligence and that emotional intelligence isn't just a trait, it's pretty much a discipline. I learned a lot in nursing, and those traits still transfer over to me and everything that I do, and I feel like that brings a little bit of a different perspective from somebody else that may be interviewing with you. Also, sales to me is more than just a passion or a career. It's something that I truly live for. Like I said before, I unintentionally have been doing this pretty much my whole life, and it's truly something that I love. I might say that I'm a little bit of a overworker and a workaholic, but it doesn't affect me negatively in any way, because this is truly what I love to do, and this energy is something that I would love to bring into your company.
Awesome.
Of course.
Good work.
Thank you.
All right. Any questions for me?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I looked up Sharon Williams, and I saw positive reviews from employees, and the employee retention seems amazing, but I just wanted to hear your perspective, and how do you like it within the company, how do you like your role, and what are some obstacles that you might encounter on a day-to-day basis, and how has your overall experience been?
Yeah, good question. Yeah. So we have 2 minutes left, so I'll try to condense it all.
Of course.
But yes, I've been with the company for 3 years. I've always been in the HR space as a recruiter or TA, which is talent acquisition. What keeps me coming back for more is just honestly the support that I get from my business partners that I service, candidates, applicants, my direct team that I work with, and kind of just like you're very passionate, about what you do. You really enjoy it, and same with me, right? Like, I truly see the impact that I make in everyone's lives, whether, again, it's my business partners or it's, candidates that I speak with or individuals that I'm able to offer. So I think that keeps me coming back for more. And, I also, too, love learning, and I feel like you never stop learning. Like, I learn something new, I feel like every day, every hour. So I think that, too, like my employer, Sherwin-Williams, I mean, it's limitless of what you can learn. Lots of different career paths that you can take as well. Obviously, I'm on the corporate HR side, but we have the store side, and people can move upwards that way. I've seen people go store side to corporate to store side, so I feel confident in stability and growth opportunities as well. Challenges, every day is different, right? So just kind of like sales and retail, wear several different hats, and it is just truly understanding what that priority of the day or the hour really is, and just being able to pivot. So leaning heavily on my resources and peers too. So
Absolutely, great answer.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
I also want to ask about next steps in this process in terms of how it would look like.
Absolutely. So I definitely do support you in moving forward in the interview process. And then in terms to, you will be receiving feedback specific to the interview too. So yeah,
well,
I support
thank you for today.
You're welcome.
I really appreciated you meeting with me. It was a pleasure on my side. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you have a good rest of your day, Julia.
You too.
Thank you. You're good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Tori Bardu, the sales representative from Sherwin-Williams.
Outstanding,
We met
Tori.
last
Yeah,
week.
yeah, very good, very
Let me
good.
just close this
Get
door.
that door, nice. Take a seat, please.
It's so nice to see you again. I know the last time we met was like a week ago.
That's correct.
How was your week been?
My week's been great. How about you?
Not too bad. I can't complain.
Good, good.
Okay, so I know last time when we met, we did have like 15 minutes. That's the same for today.
Yeah.
And just the same, I mentioned taking some notes if you don't mind again.
No, I'm good. I got my project folder. I'm ready to go for you.
You know, last time we met, you just gave me a general overview of the product. You went over your different goals, challenges. So similar to last weekend date, I'm really here to hear you out. I'm intrigued to learn more about this project. I see this project going far.
Okay.
So I'm all ears for you. I'm here to identify your project needs and give you my support. I want to make sure you know that I'm here for you 100%.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, good.
So how about we just start off general? Why don't you start by telling me about this project? What's new?
On the project, well, it's a repaint of the Prudential facility.
Okay.
And so we're going to be going in and repainting stairwells, walls, everything's going to be repainted. It's an existing facility, so they already have their color codes put together. And we're going to follow up, we're going to refresh it, that's what they're calling it. It's a refresh for the facility. So we're going to go in and get that done. A lot of paint, because that's a very big facility. A lot of structural steel, walls and everything. So we'll get that out of the way. But what I'm looking for is I need to make sure we have enough material and we're on time and we have it ready to go because time is of the essence on this project.
Yes, I remember you did mention that deliveries was very big. I think that's a fair concern. With a project this big, you want to make sure everything is there. You don't want to have anyone hanging around. Because in the end, it's coming out of your cost.
True, very good. It is coming out of my cost.
Yeah. So with this delivery style, I just want to know, what's your delivery style like? What are you looking for?
Oh, good question. So what I want to do is I'll have it, since I'm running a project, and this is the first big project John gave me, so I want to run this project the right way.
Yes.
I'm going to give you a forecast on what materials needed. So if I'm probably going to pull it in 100-gallon increments. So I'll pull in 100 gallons. I'll give you colors, let you know what's going to go where.
Okay.
You're going to be able to deliver. You said you deliver?
Yes, with free delivery.
Free delivery. Outstanding. So you said you deliver. And if I could ask, what is delivery process? Like, how do we do it? Because obviously, I know Sherwin-Williams. I've done a lot of work with you.
Yeah.
What is the delivery process?
So I'm going to start off by the ordering. So
Okay.
once the order comes in, we do all the mixing. Delivery, it
Good.
comes straight to you.
Okay.
So like I mentioned, it is free, so it's coming right on the site.
Perfect.
It comes with everything you need, the tools, guide, instructions. So that's where Sherwin-Williams tried to make sure once it comes there, you're just ready to, we're not trying to delay you any longer.
Okay, good.
We have to
Good.
make you go back and order.
So then, if I order today, when do I get material?
24 hours.
Outstanding. On point.
24
If I need to get brushes, rollers, if I'm in need of spray equipment, do I get that?
That's all we have it. Everything is in our store.
Perfect. Okay, good. So we order early. I'll have my my production supervisor have everything ready to go for you. We'll give you a call, when we're ready to order. I'll give you a forecast on materials, so you'll have gallons of what products. I'm pretty sure you said you're going to go, what product was that again?
It was a Promar 200.
Right,
kg
Promar
shell.
200. And
A
it's
semi-gloss.
eggshell and semi-gloss. Perfect.
Yeah.
So we're going to go with that. The Promar eggshell we're going to put on a wall, so you're going to need more gallonage of that. The semi-gloss, we're going to go on handrails and doors. That's where we're going with that. So you won't need as much. And apparently Prudential picked the color differential because they want to have a difference, not look the same. They want to show it off a little bit. So they want the walls to be, the walls and doors to be a little different. So I'm going to give you a call. I'm going to order material, a day before. You'll ship it. We'll tell you it's going to be down to their shipping dock because that's where they take everything in. And do you have I think you have tailgates on the back of your trucks if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
But you'll bring it to the loading dock. We'll take it off at that point, and then we'll move it from that point from there. So that's my materials needed from there. So that's good with that.
So based on my understanding, you're not looking for a just-in-time inventory. You want to have everything there.
Yeah. So when I mobilize, I need to make sure because I'm gonna have 20 guys in this project. There's no sitting down.
Yeah.
So I need to run. So I need to make sure we have that material there. So what we're going to do is we're going to do sections of the facility, and I have to drop everything out. So as they're spraying, no spray is being carried through the facility or the building. So we have to drop it out, and so there's a lot of preparation. So Hold on one second.
Yeah,
This is
sure.
this is what. Oh my gosh. Hold on one second. Hey Mike, what's up? What? How is that not there? It's not on time? Why is the material not there? You gotta get this on time. This has to come through for us because we have to get this on time. Because if we don't, we get back charged. Do me a favor. Handle this. Give me a call back a little later. I'm in a meeting right now with Sherwin's. Okay. Let me know. I'll see you later. Bye bye. I apologize.
That's okay.
I can't have a job go sour. That's why I need on time materials there. Because if it goes sour on me, it's not good.
Is everything
And
okay
then
though?
and John gets fired up.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you. So that's one of my foremen. He's got to handle this job, so he has to handle it. He knows how to handle it.
Okay, that's
Get it
good.
through, so we'll go from that point.
We don't want to
That's
add
why.
any more stress to your plate.
So this happens to be not a Sherwin job.
Okay.
So that's why I have to find more details out, but I want to hear you out first.
Yes. So you did mention you have 20 painters. Are
Mhm.
these your guys? Are any of them new?
Yeah. So great question. I'm gonna say about 8 of them are new.
Okay.
I'm pulling them from the union hall. The other 12 are consistent to our company, and they're apprentices. So they're gonna need more production on this. So they need to make sure we're ready to go. So we'll have the tools, your rollers. I'm gonna go through some rolls with you. We're gonna probably go with your bigger size rollers,
Yeah.
so that we can get the production on the walls and get everything ready to roll. So they're gonna be new. The question I'll have for you is, will you be available to stop off at the job site for some job walks?
Dave, I'm always open.
Oh, nice.
Anytime you need me,
Good
I'm
stuff.
here.
That's good stuff. I like that.
I'm
So it's
always
good.
open.
That's good. I'm good with that. Nice.
Just going back to the 8 guys, I do want to ask you, how does this make you feel?
Big job
Mm-hmm.
under a microscope. Need to make sure it comes through. So that's why I need you to make sure you come through. That's why it's my first job
Yeah.
with Sherwin, and it's huge. That's why I'm hesitant, and we're meeting so many times because I just need assurance on this. You know what I mean?
It sounds like you're confident in them. You mentioned they're apprentice, so that's a plus because it's always good to make sure you're confident. We don't want to
Mhm.
have you feeling a little anxious about what they could do because that might make
I don't want a
you
phone call.
Yes, you might run into overthinking and stuff like that.
Correct.
But in terms of new, have they received any sort of training? Like, are they new to the paint industry? Any training?
So
have
they
done
get
before?
training by the union hall,
Yeah.
but I don't think you've done any training with them, have you? You don't even know them.
No,
Right.
I've never met.
Okay. Okay. So do you offer training?
Yes,
Oh,
that's a good question.
That's good.
Sherwin-Williams, we offer 2 types of training. So I'm gonna first start by telling you about the online training. I think this would be beneficial to you because, like you mentioned, you don't want them sitting around, and the online gives them the flexibility to catch up on their spare time.
okay.
It's called Learning Pathway. They do it completely online. It's step by step. It catches you up from where you are.
Okay.
The other training is me. So there's in-person training. I'm gonna be there on your site. I could give hands-on demo,
Okay.
go over a little safety regulations. I
Okay.
know. With painting, it's all about the prepping and stuff, making sure these guys aren't using chemicals that are gonna cause a big reaction to the paint in the
Yeah,
prepping
well,
stage.
We don't need that.
So that's gonna be me. That's the in-person training
Good.
there is.
I'm good with that. Excellent. Okay, good.
Okay. So we mentioned, we talked about the tools,
Mhm.
people. Is there anything else I should be
So,
aware of that may be causing you concern?
on the last time we spoke, you talked about a guide. What is that?
The maintenance guide.
Oh, it's a paint maintenance guide,
Yes.
you said, right? Oh, that's
I
what
like to call it a color book. I look
Okay.
at it as a memory.
Okay.
So I know this project isn't just one and done. Like, you're not gonna done the project and move on and just live your life. This project runs into years and years. So years down the line, let's say public space, there's gonna be some graffiti, maybe some drawing inside the bathrooms. Let's
Okay.
just say.
Okay.
You wanna know how to get that off. This is a public space, it's a
Mhm.
home to the Jersey Devils. It gotta be top notch in the presentation. That's where the paint maintenance guy comes in. So it helps you know where exactly the paint was used. So for example, let's say the Promar EG shell. In the paint maintenance book, it would say used in bathroom on 2nd floor. So in the case that the maintenance crew needs to maybe clean, or maybe the paint was scratched and they need to patch it up, they know exactly what paint it was and where it was used, so there's no hassle running around. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. Sounds
did-
good.
I did bring you a little mock copy of how
Oh.
your account would look.
Okay.
So just to go over it, I'm gonna give it to you. You can look over it on your free time.
So that's a paint maintenance guide?
Yes.
That's interesting. Can I see it? That's outstanding. So this is what I would get from you.
Yeah. This page is just a general overview of what's in there. So that's like your index page. It tells you what page you can find, maybe the tools that was used, along the preparation, the drying time. There's also, all the way in the back, it tells you the details about the product. I know last time we met, I did explain to you that the prepping, the application, things like drying time, the degrees that it needs to be painted at 50 degrees or higher, all of that is included. So even years down the line, if there's new painters that's not familiar with the project, they have all they would need and how to handle certain stuff like drawings on the wall, patches.
And you even have your safety data sheet, and you have a cleaning sheet in there too.
Yeah, I mean, it's not all maintenance
Interesting.
is going to be very big. Some might just be trying to get off like something as small as a permanent marker.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
So you can hold on to that. That's for you. It's again, it's just a mock of what it would look like once you get started into the project, and then more stuff start going in there.
Okay. Good.
So for the tools, were you good on that? I know you mentioned rollers.
Yeah.
You wanna use the rollers
What will
or-
happen is Mike will give a phone call to you.
Okay.
When they put the order in for the paint, they're going to tell you what roller covers everything, because you're going to drop it to the job site. You okay from there.
And Mike is including the decision-making process?
So no, I'm going to make the decision on what product's being used. Mike is going to execute the job.
Okay, awesome. Because I have a few suggestions. I brought a little tool guide. I know Sherwin-Williams, we have some tools that might look similar, like as you can see here. These are two types of sprayers. There's a textured and the airless sprayer. So if I bring the tool and the guy isn't familiar, which one? I think it's very important that someone is there to explain that this one is not the regular sprayer. This one is for texture sprayer. Do you get where I'm going?
I do.
Yeah.
I do get where you're going.
Texture sprayer.
That's good.
So, and also it might be of value for you to use a sprayer in like large areas, so it reduces the amount of product you use, because you mentioned the bathrooms might need a little bit more, the EG shell, since it's not like small like the handrails. So just to save you on the amount, make sure you don't like over order or end up having to have higher cost.
Okay.
The sprayers do help reduce the amount of paint that is used, and it's easy application.
Yeah, and so that should give me the production needed to bring this job in on time,
Yes.
and that way I can save some money
Save some.
on
Just
that.
know we're looking to help you save money, reduce
Hopefully.
hassling.
Okay. I will tell you that PPG and Bear both came to me and showed me the same sprayers. Did you talk to them at all?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm familiar with them.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's interesting, though. Good.
I'm familiar with them.
I like that.
What I
Nice.
can't say about PPG though, I know PPG is not gonna come through with the delivery that we have.
Okay.
We're on top.
Okay.
Again, we've met several times. We've went over mass concerns that I think is very important, and our focus is on efficiency, making sure you have the right tools. We're focusing on long-term relationships. We're not just looking for a one and done. I'm looking for a partnership with you, Dave. I'm looking into the bigger perspective.
Okay.
That's just to summarize. Does that sound good to you?
It does sound good.
I'm happy to hear that it sounded good to you. I know you've been talking to multiple different companies, so that's important. So is it safe for me to go ahead and set up a next appointment next Monday at 12?
Yeah, excited to get this job going. So hold on. Let me see.
I'm open to change, Dave. If you want to do tomorrow, Dave,
No,
just let me know.
you know why? Because I do have, so Ben Moore is going to come in at the end here. I do have them coming in at that time, but we could do 12 o'clock. That's not a problem. Let's do 12 o'clock. And you said Monday?
Next Monday.
I'm good. Mark it down. Book it.
I'm excited, Dave. I'm excited to work with you so far. I've been hearing good stuff. I see us going far, okay? I can't stress how far I see us going. I think it's very important. This is your first project.
This is the first big project like this here. I need this to come through. I need John to be happy with it, and I want to make sure it's
I want
okay.
John to be happy too. We're looking for you.
But like I said, I need
save
you guys
money.
you guys need to separate yourself from these other vendors. They're coming hard, but I will see you next week.
You have my
And then-
support 100%. Thank you for meeting with me again, Dave.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
It's nice to
Very
see
nice
you.
meeting you. Good. And then here's this. I have this as a paint maintenance guide. Very nice.
Yes.
And I appreciate it. I'll take a look at that. I'm going to see if the other companies can bring that in. I wonder if they can. But that was good. I'm glad you
It's
brought
just
that in.
limited to Sherwin-Williams. It's
That's
called a
nice.
custodian.
That's nice. Very
We're
good.
one step ahead of the game, Dave.
And it's called the custodian.
One
Very
step
good.
ahead of the game, okay?
I like it. Okay, I'll close this up. I got way about the other job.
Thank you for
So I
being
thank
with
you.
me again.
Have a great day.
You too.
Be good.
Enjoy your week.
Thank you. Come on in.
Dave?
Yeah?
Yes, good to see you again.
How are you? How's everything? Good?
I'm great, thank you very much.
Take a seat.
Thank you, sir.
The door right here. How you been? Good?
Pretty good. Traffic was a little hectic, but
Well,
that's how it goes in Jersey.
it's Jersey. That's what this is about.
Absolutely.
So what do you got for me?
So I know you're a busy man. I just want to confirm, we have 15 minutes today, correct?
That is correct. Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so we'll stick with that timeline just to make sure we maximize it.
Mm-hmm.
So how has everything been with your new position? How have you been
Good.
adjusting to that?
Good. Everything's coming in place.
Okay.
Got a bunch of jobs going on now. Obviously, the one we're going to talk about is one of my biggest.
Absolutely.
But got some smaller jobs taking place right now, so everything's going well.
I'm glad to hear that because I know it was a big step up. You've been with the company for 7 years, so I'm glad everything's going well today.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And that's actually why I'm here today. I'm here to further support you and keep that
Mhm.
relationship going. So when we last spoke, we spoke about you wanting a smooth transition, as well as having constant 24 communication should something go wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and a smooth handoff. Is that still correct?
That is correct.
Absolutely. We both want that for each other, and I'm glad that we're on the same page. Since then, has anything else happened that has raised concerns or that you have questions of?
No, not since then. No.
Okay, no worries. So, I also recently spoke about, you had also new painters. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so this project's a big project.
Sure.
We're going to be running about 20 guys on this project.
Okay.
So there's going to be 8 of them that'll be new.
Okay.
Okay. And with those 8 guys, they're apprentices. I'm pulling them out of the union hall. They've never worked on a project
Sure.
of this magnitude. It's a complete repaint of the Prudential Centers we talked about last week. And I wanted to make sure that I can get the same production out of them as my steady 12 that I currently have that are doing all our work for the last 7-8 years.
Sure. And how have those guys been with the Sherwin-Williams products? How have they adjusted to it so far?
So I've not had many Sherwin products specified on jobs.
Okay.
So the jobs that we're doing, most of the time I'm using Benjamin Moore, Bear, or
Sure.
Pittsburgh Paint, PPG. I use those. With that being said, that's why this is a little nervous. This is a big job. Sherwin product, I think you said the specification of the product was something with a P? Promar, is it?
Yes, the Promar 200.
Promar 200, you're correct.
Yes.
Okay, so it's Promar 200, and I understand that's your top of the line commercial grade product.
It is.
So, I'm eager, and there's still an unknown because I don't know how it's going to roll out, lay out. Hopefully, it covers really good.
Sure.
I'm used to the other stuff, and then I got new guys in place.
Of
So
course.
your product's an unknown, and so is my labor force. Almost half of the labor force going into it. Right?
Sure. And can you tell me, worst case scenario, if you guys don't if there's a new product that you have, how do you usually handle that?
For new products?
Yes.
So usually what I'll do is I'll have whoever the vendor is come in and do a mock-up or a demo
Sure.
In my shop. Because we downstairs we have a shop, all our trucks are downstairs, we have all our sprayers, everything's in place. So the guys will meet down there, look at their stuff, and then from that point I could do a mock-up. That's what I do anytime I run something. That's what Ben Moore does for us, and PPG does. So
Sure.
we do mock-ups.
Sure, sure.
That way they have an understanding of how the product rolls out, lays out, and so on.
Of course, so it's not their first time doing that either at that point.
Boom.
So when I'm here today, I'm hearing what you're saying about the new guys. I'm sure that can be very stressful, especially with the apprentices. Some of them might be out of high school or just new to the trade altogether. So that's really where we want to come in today. What we can do, I think we spoke about this a little bit, but I'd be happy to expand on it. We have a 3-step approach, and one of the first parts of the steps is to have an initial consult. There we can also have some of our guys come in, have a working demo just like that. But what we can do, we can have it on site, so you're already knowing the temperatures, the working conditions, so you already know what you're dealing with, so it's not a surprise. So at a demo, you might be able to get the feel for it, but really being on site and being able to paint it during the same, the humidity, the temperature, especially in the Prudential Center, it can be a little cold with the hockey games. So you're going to want to make sure that you're maximizing on your investment for that.
Okay, good. You'll be there for that? Are you on site with the rollouts?
Absolutely, I'm on
Is
site.
it you by yourself?
No, it's my team and I.
Okay.
I like you and have been working this role for almost a year now. But we come with a combined decades of experience. My manager Sal, he's always ingrained into me that team mentality. So that's really where we come in, so that you're not left behind and that we can have a positive working relationship.
Good. Okay. Sounds good. Hold on, I gotta take this call.
Sure,
Hold
absolutely.
on one second. Hold on one second. Hey, Mike, what's up? What? There's a problem on the job. How can it be a problem on the job? Problem material? You gotta make sure the material's there. I told you to forecast the project and make sure it's there. You gotta bring the job in on time so we don't lose anything on this job. You can't get back charged. We'll get back charged if we don't bring this job in on time. Okay, so handle that. Give me a call back later on. I'm in a meeting right now with Sharon Williams on a Prudential job. I have to go back. Let me handle this real quick, and I'll talk to you later. All right, bye-bye. That's why jobs gotta run smooth.
Sure,
I can't
absolutely.
have that happen.
No,
You know what I mean?
And that's where we come in. You have me for 24/7 support. Anytime, day or night, you can call me, because your success at the end of the day is my success. And we really want to make sure that we have that long-term relationship with you.
So if I run a second and a third shift in this job, so if Prudential lets me run a second shift, which is going to be a 3 to 11, and then a third shift, 11 back up to 8 again, will you be available for that?
Let me tell you a story. One time I was at a birthday party. My wife, she was very angry. Like, this customer calls me. A customer calls me. There's a problem on the site. I have to leave my son's birthday party. My wife was furious, but I went to that site. I gave them a demo. I was able to provide a solution for them. The customer, what do you think he did?
I don't know.
He was so grateful that he went from a medium-sized customer to one of our largest partners. And that's the
Outstanding.
commitment, that's the dedication that we have for you.
I like that.
And speaking of timelines, I know you said incentives are important.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
So you got to bring this job in on time, because obviously we are in the Prudential Center and they
Sure.
have events that are all year round, not just when hockey season's
Absolutely.
in place. So they rent the arena out. So if we're going to be dropping the arena, because there's a lot of steel inside that arena, and then obviously you have the walls and you have all the other facilities for the venue that's taking place there. You got to get this thing in on time. So I have a certain amount of time to bring this job in complete, so that I don't stop any of their events, which obviously it's bringing revenue into their building, into their place. I can't stop that. If I'm late on any of those, I'm going to be getting back charged
Sure.
on what my overall bill is.
And that I'm sure is a big incentive for you. You want to get out of there. You don't want to be spending more time in here than you need.
Correct.
So what I brought here today, I've worked with companies also. We've also worked in the Prudential Center before. We have a good relationship with that working group. So I'm confident that we're able to get in there. And I just have with me just some testimonials from customers that we've been able to provide those same incentives. James here, it was similar situation, but we were able to get on time, and he writes a raving customer review. We also have a reference sheet that I can provide you with. Call him up, he'll be able to speak on my behalf as well.
Okay. Okay.
And for that, we also want to make sure that while we're speeding up the delivery time, we don't want to minimize on our quality. So again, that's where we come in with the demos. That's where we're able to provide that explanation, and so that you're not losing any quality.
Okay.
Aside, I know I threw a lot at you. Can you tell me if you have any questions? Is everything making sense?
Yeah, everything's making sense so far. And your ProMar, I think it's your ProMar 200 product?
Yes, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I know a lot of customers have asked, and for yourself, about that product, but afterwards or even before, like say you have some questions, this has been very, very successful because maintenance, as well as having the same specifications for the future, if you need a touch-up, that's really where this resource guide comes in. So you have the paint products, you'll have the exact specifications, and again, this will tell you what's required, touch-up, and again, here's our paint maintenance manual. It tells you care, touch-up, things that you'll need to do afterwards, because we don't want to leave you hanging out to dry after you had us. And again, even after the job is done, you have my number 24/7, because touch-up's always going to be there, especially with a place just like Prudential Center. You always want to be able to provide that value for the customer.
Very good.
We really want to look out for you.
So this is the paint maintenance guy you said, right? This is what it looks like,
Yes,
right?
yes, it does.
Interesting. And so when do I get this?
So this is the manual. This is the manual. So yeah, this will give you all the specifications. This palette guide here, this will guide you through the specific color that you're going for, especially with the ProMar and that product. So it really breaks it down. I know it's a lot right now, and you have to go on the call, but digest this in your own time. That way, any questions, we can come back with each other.
And this guide gives you care of cleaning and also touch-ups?
Yes. And on the back, it further expands on it, and you're able to see like the timing, when you should be washing it, because I know it's in the bathroom, you want to keep that clean. This will give you the information for that.
Interesting. Okay, good. I like it. Nice.
Aside from that, are there any other questions that you have for me?
Not right now. Anything else you have for me?
Yes, so I know we spoke with our lawyers previously, and that you're on a strict timeline. So I actually brought with me just the... actually, let me ask you. I just want to make sure we're understanding each other correctly. Where do you see yourself 5-10 years from now as a company?
Oh, I hope to be the biggest painting contractor in New Jersey. That's what we're going for. That's what John wants to do. And
absolutely.
As we grow with our divisions and going after commercial and property management kind of work, that's what we want to do.
And do you see yourself diversifying that portfolio? Do you see yourself staying in painting? What does that look like?
Yeah, so to be diversification, you're going to have paint. You're going to have also, we also are putting in wall covering, soundproofing, and we're also doing flooring.
Okay.
So that will be a diversification for us, because now when we go into a facility and or a venue, we could be a turnkey outfit. The only thing we wouldn't have is furniture.
Sure. And is that something you've done in the past, or is that all new altogether?
So before I moved, I came to John. My company started to do that, the previous one. I wanted to let him know, because he's only been in paint. He knows his paint. He knows paint backwards.
I'm sure.
But I wanted to bring a little diversification. So obviously this is a test for me on a big job like this here to make sure I'm running it right. And then if I can get this, we'll handle this the right way. Now we can start diversifying and bringing other revenue streams in.
Okay. And I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that you have that experience, because myself, I've also worked in some of the construction industry, so I can see how those timelines and how it can lead to more maximizing revenue at the end of the day. Because if you're able to save money for your customers, why not at the end of the day? So I'm actually here to, while we're here for this product, just long term, I just want to tell you about the products that Sherwin-Williams can provide for you. You also offer the rentals for products, like you're saying, being able to power wash, as well as that expansion. So just something to keep in mind for down the road, because again, we want to have this be a long-term relationship. We want to continue to provide value for you, because at the end of the day, I'm your solution provider.
Okay. So you're going to be around during the whole project?
Absolutely.
You're going to be on the project, you're good to go. Okay, good.
I eat, sleep, and live paint.
Okay.
That's where I come in.
Okay, so I love that. That's great news. So then I'll ask you one question.
Sure.
Why would I go with you versus Ben Moore, who I know for a long time?
And let me ask you, if you have a question, if you have a problem, middle of the night, has Ben Moore been able to pick up the phone and be there for you?
No, they haven't. They picked up the next day, but not middle of the night. Nope.
Let me ask you, is the next day the same thing as right then and there?
No, it's not. Right then and there is on point.
Especially That's really where we come in. I know I told you the story about my wife. Again, to this day I hear about it. She's furious with me. I'll never live that down. But that's really where we come in. We come in with that support, that 24/7 service. Because at the end of the day, when Sherwin and Williams, they first started the company, they give you this training when we first start. They came in to really revolutionize the industry. Because when they came in, it wasn't like how it is today. And that's why a lot of our clients, even you see in the testimonials, they stick with us.
Good.
So I know I've thrown a lot at you. Do you have any other objections to moving forward? And if any other questions arise, we can discuss at a later date as well in that meeting.
Okay. Yeah. So no, you went over the paint delivery. So delivery, you can get there. I can forecast delivery, and you can get that there to me on time.
Absolutely. We have a store just 15 minutes from the Newark area.
Okay.
And we worked as an assistant manager, so we know how the time delivery works.
Okay.
We will get same day, if not next day.
Okay. Okay. I'm good then. You want to paint and maintenance guy? Those are the 3 things that we spoke about last time.
Absolutely.
So I'm good right now.
And I know you had asked for a preliminary agreement. This is just, it's non-binding. This, I know that we spoke of on the phone. And again, in the clause, if we don't meet and they exceed your expectations, you have every right to terminate this agreement.
Okay.
And this, if you want to sign it today, we'd be happy to get the ball moving forward. Again, it's not binding. There's no commitment on your end. It just makes sure we're on the same page.
Okay. I'm not going to sign it today.
Okay.
I want to take a look at everything. You left me all this information. I want to go through some stuff, and then I'll look at it and I'll go from that point.
Okay. And as far as the meeting next week, does Tuesday or Thursday work for you?
Tuesday.
Okay. And does 10 or 11 work for you?
I'll say 10.
10? Okay,
Yep.
perfect. So
I'll
we'll
do
meet
10.
tomorrow, Tuesday at 10?
You got it.
Perfect, thank you. And I will leave behind this, my manager, he was ballistic when I took this with me, but it definitely just allows you to be on site, because we're going to be with you, but if, say you're thinking about the project, you just want to get the, just some questions out of your way, see what colors work best, you're allowed to just whip it out, just see what works best, and I'll leave this with you, just don't tell my manager.
Okay, I won't tell him. That's a lot of colors you got there.
It is. We take what we do very seriously. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job. You pulled all that stuff out from me. That was...
Dave,
Come on.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
So good to see you again.
How's everything going? Good?
Good, how are you?
Excellent. Excellent. Big seat.
Alrighty, so I know last time we talked about some goals and concerns that you have for the project at the Prudential Center, correct?
You got it.
Awesome. So some of the things we reviewed last time, the previous goals, where we were discussing your receiving products, time management, just a smooth transition, reducing hustle and risk, and as well as just a long, trusting, lasting relationship. Is that correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, awesome. And we did resolve some of these issues being going over the smooth transitions and reducing risk, just overall what we provide over our 4,400 locations, being that we're very accessible compared to these other competitors that they don't have their own fronts, so we're able to provide services for you where needed, which obviously in the Prudential Center, so in the New York, New Jersey area, we have many locations that, if we need to deliver products on time and being able to provide exceptional customer service.
Okay.
So just tell me a little bit more about, since we spoke last, any new issues, concerns, goals?
No, so I want to have a good job, a job that obviously brings us some good profit on the project.
Of course.
So I have 8 new painters
Mm-hmm.
that are going to be on the project.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to have 20 painters on the project.
Mm-hmm.
8 of them will be new. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they're apprentices. I'm going to be pulling them from the union hall. They know how to paint, but I've not had them, so I don't know what their production value is.
Gotcha.
With that being said, I need to bring the job in on time because I cannot. I have to bring the project in on time to Prudential
Of course.
because they have events that are taking place.
Absolutely.
So, is there any training or anything that I need to go over with my people that you support, you have, that I can give to my new 8
Yeah,
painters that are going
absolutely.
into their
So
apprentices?
listen, we provide a resource and application that we do for new painters, especially new contractors like yourself, where we can provide like a resource kind of thing, like an application that runs them through just learn how to paint, the basics, and then running through a certain project like the Prudential Center and doing those kinds of things. But it does come with a price, and I don't want to put that on you, knowing we have a new relationship, and I think this long-lasting relationship could really go further.
Okay.
And I really think John Moore has some potential with us, being that we're one of the best global painting distributors in the nation, pretty much.
So Alex, if I can ask, so the training on your product
Yeah.
is I get billed for that?
Yeah. So listen, I don't want to have to bill you, knowing that I don't want to start off on the wrong foot.
Okay.
So if
I agree.
if I can offer you, I could send one of my contractors. His name's Sal. He's a really great contractor. We worked with him for years.
Okay.
And I mean, he's been wonderful for us. I personally, great friend outside of work. He's a great guy, and I really think he can come over to your site for a few days, no charge, for free. Just a favor from me, and he can really help you guys out. Show you what to do. No charge, just a favor from us, just to start on the right foot.
So Sal is who?
He is a painting contractor that we work with through Sherwin-Williams. We worked with him in the past. He's done some other sites for us as well that we worked with the past few years.
And he's going to train my company?
Correct, yeah. He can definitely come over. You said 8 guys, correct?
I'll have 8 guys.
8 guys, gotcha. Yeah, no problem at all. I can give you
Okay.
his information. He can definitely help you guys out. And like I said, I just want to start this off on the right foot. I don't want to have to charge you. Listen, we're really not supposed to do that.
Okay.
We usually do that with our loyal customers.
I've
but
never heard of that before.
Yeah.
I've never heard of another painting company helping another painting company out. Never heard of that.
I mean,
But
it's just someone.
if you guys got that relationship, that's good stuff.
Yeah, it's just, in the
Okay.
past we build very strong connections, and I hope that we can do that with you guys too.
Okay, well, listen, I want to use your product on the project. This is my first big project.
Yeah,
and
I got you.
first time I'm going to be
Of
using your
course,
stuff.
and
I use Ben Moore, I use
Mhm.
PPG, Pittsburgh, and I use Bear sometimes on jobs. But I want to be able to use it, but I want my people to know spread rate, coverage, and everything.
Of
So I want
course.
them
I
good
totally
ideas.
understand.
So when they lay it out,
Mhm.
I know what time, and if I have to run several crews, I got to run the crews right.
Yeah, and listen, these other guys, they're gonna try to charge you like that, knowing you're a new customer. And like I said, I don't want to, demolish anything we have building up here. So
Okay,
I think this could
good.
really help us out.
Good.
But yeah, let me just real quick, let's show you what we have going on here. I know I showed you last time, but I'll keep them out just to show you some visuals of what we have for the product. Just the color codings and whatnot and prices. But like I said, being that, absolutely no charge to sending over our guy Sal over there. I believe we have pretty, obviously competitive but fair prices, and especially with the help that we get, and down the road we could definitely provide other discounts in bulk orders and things like that. So.
Okay. And so are these the drawdowns for the project?
Correct, yeah, we're directly from the store, we got them. They're just, demos of what they'll kind of look like, the colors and the finishes. So these being obviously the gloss and the eggshell.
Yeah, I see it. Okay. Oh, hold on, I gotta take this call.
No problem, take your time.
Hold on 1 second. Hey Mike, what's up? What's the matter? The material's not there? Why is the material not there? Did you order? Did you forecast? The job's gotta come in on time. If the job does not come in on time, we're gonna get back charged. We gotta get out of there by a certain time. Right? Look, I can't go, you gotta handle this, make the phone calls, get the material. I'm in here right now with Alex from Sherwin-Williams. I gotta take care of this, the potential job. Gotta make sure this is going right. You gotta handle that, okay? I can't have a problem, because I'm talking about them right now. Okay. I see the light. Okay.
Absolutely.
That's why I can't have a problem.
Yeah, of course. I understand you did mention in our past phone call about some incentives that you have to hit before the deadline.
Yes.
So this being said, I believe sending over one of our guys that knows the trade well and he can really help you guys out. I think this should be something that you can finish even before that deadline that you mentioned and be able to hit your incentive. And I think you can really hit a home run here, working with us and again further down the road with our relationship.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Awesome. So was there any other questions that you had for me or anything that, that you were interested in that we could
So
offer?
yeah, so we talked about new painters. You said you're gonna have Sal come over and train
Correct.
these guys.
Yep.
I want to make sure they're good. So if I can get the job done early, that will be the
Of
incentive.
course,
Getting done early would be good.
absolutely.
The other thing we talked about was deliveries.
Mhm.
So can you expand on that?
Yeah, so the deliveries again, so obviously being that we have so many locations, across the country,
Mhm.
wherever you are, we can provide for you. We send those things over to that location and then easy pickup or, delivered to you, whatever it be, we figure out fees and stuff like that and the shipping processes, but it's a very easy process. Again, our customer service, we provide just exceptional customer service. We work with you, being that we have our own storefront, so we're not a third, party distributor like these other companies. We're B2B, direct to you, so there's no middleman. So we are right to you. There's absolutely no issues. Whatever you need, we take care of it and we handle it.
Okay. You said that there's delivery fees.
Correct. There can be delivery fees just simply with shipping and stuff. But again, necessarily, if we're building a long relationship, these are things that we can look past and simply, as long as we have that connection, it's something we can.
So am I gonna have fees or not have fees?
No, it's just something that we're supposed to be doing, but I believe building this relationship, going forward, I think we could work something out with our prices as far as, what you're looking to get, the bulk price, and then just being, fixated prices, being able to save money and make money at the same time. So I believe that, if we're able to waive out the fees, that should be something that shouldn't be an issue.
Okay. And for deliveries,
Correct.
how quickly do you need to have, or when do you need to have the order in your hands so I can get the material?
Once you place the order, we place it right away, and it's pretty much instantaneously. We get it to a shipping point where we get it to our stores where you need at that certain location nearest to you, and then it should be right there for pickup or delivery.
So Alex, here's a question. So let's say my guys get over to the job, and they're at the job site, and they're gonna say, "Hey Dave, real quick, we need 100, because it'll be 100-gallon increments is what I'm gonna be ordering, and I need 100 gallons of the blue gray."
Yeah.
Okay. If I order that at 10 o'clock, when do I get the material?
Next day.
Next day.
Correct.
So it's not
That's that order is
instantaneous,
placed.
but it's next day.
Yeah. So
24 hours.
Depending on correct. Depending
Oh,
on
that's
the
why
time,
I was
it's the
gonna
night
order this and
before.
get it like in 5 minutes.
Yeah, so it's pretty much like depending on time is what you're saying. So let's
Yeah,
say you're
I
placing that order at like 10 p.m. and it's the next day. We can get it for you that next
I need-
morning. You could be there the next morning at 5 a.m. if you'd like.
And that's what I need to know. I need to know that
Mhm.
when I order material,
Yeah.
when I'm gonna get it, because obviously I'm mobilizing my crew.
Correct. Yeah. If we're talking about something during the day, of course, absolutely. I mean, you go to the store right there. It's there for you. It's all set.
Okay.
But I'm saying the situations, obviously, let's say, you're running late, something slipped by your mind at night, I'm here for you, I can answer that call at night, you need that, I'll place the order, next morning should be there for you.
Okay. So you'll be able to get that. That's no problem.
Correct, no problem.
So you said I'd be able to call you at night.
Yes.
So what happens if I'm running 3 shifts? Because I got to get this done. Because what happens is the venue has a bunch of events taking place.
Yeah.
So you have to drape everything else out. You got to hit all the steel, come in, and then do the walls, bathrooms, stairwells, everything.
Yep.
You understand? You're in
Of course,
the business.
all 9 guys.
So with that being said, if I had something on a second shift, which that's going to be a 3 to 11 shift, I call you at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Absolutely no problem.
You're picking the phone up?
We are there for you.
Okay.
24/7.
So are you picking the phone up and then can you order paint at that time?
Correct. We could send it through the store. I have my guys there. They can put an order in. So like I
Okay.
said, if it's something later at night, it's there the next day for you in the morning.
Okay.
You take it, go to your job site, do what you need to do.
Okay. And is that going to be where I'm picking up or you're still delivering?
It just depends on the situation. If you need it
Okay.
delivered, we get guys, we ship it over to you. Again, obviously, being that, it's shipped over, discussing, situational fees, anything like that, depending how far it is. But again, we provide many locations throughout the area, so honestly, shouldn't even be an issue, shouldn't even be a charge.
So did you said you had a store where?
So, near the Prudential Center, obviously, we have multiple locations in the area, New Jersey and New York speaking.
So the store in Newark would handle the Prudential Center?
Correct, the nearest store.
Okay, good. Okay, so that wouldn't be that far.
Not at all.
So
Not
it's
at
right
all.
around the corner. Okay, so then I would forecast materials and then I would give that to you. That way you can send it on time so we're ready to go because I can't have the guys, no
Of course.
downtime.
Absolutely.
I mean, I need all 20 of them guys painting.
Gotcha.
Okay, good.
Awesome. This sounds great. So, if you want to speak another time, I believe that we can continue this further down the road and continue this process.
So, question. So, what are you gonna do while this job's going on? Are you around, not around? Are you job site? Like, what's your role in this?
I'm still absolutely available. Obviously, we're working with other contractors on other projects. Being that your Prudential Center, it's a big project. These are venues. I mean, William Patterson themselves, they have their graduations there. There's a lot of events going on. A lot. So definitely something that's it's gonna be my top priority to be handling with you and you. Only obviously we have other contractors on our plate, but I'm here. Creating this long-lasting relationship. You're my top priority.
Okay, that's good. Okay, good.
Awesome. Well, I hope we can meet again. How does next week, Tuesday at 10 a.m. sound?
Sounds good. Let me ask you, I have one more, you know what, I have one more question. What, you talked about a paint maintenance guide.
Yeah.
So can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Of course. So obviously we can have our guy Sal, he just simply leaves it there, but what it is our maintenance guide. It provides just a rundown of basically how to run things. So obviously, like I was discussing before, we provide that resource, and it's almost like a leave behind kind of thing that we leave there for any other, the owner or whoever's maintaining that property to be able to touch up anything, if a wall's scuffed, if handrail, something messed up with it, just to be able to run down how things should be done, what to use, the product, the color, those kinds of things. But being that Sal's going there, he'll be able to leave that there for you guys, and also just again run through it with everyone there, especially the new painters and the building owner, just to be able to to have that maintenance staying in check. So that's something we provide as just a value source of just other guys aren't usually leaving back these things of resources, so it's just something we provide.
So Sal the painter is going to train my people.
Correct.
Is that going to take place on site or here?
On site.
Okay. And he's also going to have the paint maintenance guy with him.
Correct.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Those were the things I had to go over.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I said, I don't know what time works for you, but I could work with anything that's in your schedule.
Okay, so when are you in this geographic area? Do you have a big area? When are you here?
Yes, so I pretty much stay in that New York, New Jersey area. We work out of certain offices, and we like I said, we're available for you and our customer service. So wherever I'm needed, I go to, whether it's a contractor, such as yourself. Obviously there's other contractors that we work with, but usually stay in the area. And like I said, if you need me at the the site, there's an issue, you call me, I come there, and I handle the situation.
Okay. So then we'll go over this. We'll finalize this, obviously with colors and stuff, next week. Then, okay?
Awesome.
So
Sounds
I
perfect.
think today's Wednesday. Let's go Wednesday next week. Okay?
Wednesday next week. Sounds great.
You got
Awesome.
it. All right. Thank you very much.
Great talking to you.
I appreciate it. You got it.
Thank you.
Be good. Watch the travels, traffic,
Thank you.
everything. Okay?
Awesome. You too.
Good. I'll walk you out.
All right. Thank you.
After you. Come on in.
Hi, Dave. How are you doing
I'm
today?
good. I'm good. How's it going? You good?
Yeah, Julia Momo from
Take a seat.
Sherwood
I'll get the door. I'll
Williams.
get the door. Take a seat. Good.
Thank you so much.
You got it.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm pretty well myself. Thank you for meeting me. I know you're very busy with all the projects and everything
Yes.
going on, so
Yes.
I really appreciate that. I just want to double check. We have 15 minutes today?
That is correct.
Perfect. I'll make it 10 for you. Don't worry.
Okay.
So jumping straight in, the
Okay.
reason I'm here today is to review everything that we went over last meeting.
Right, so I have my folder here. I'm ready to go with you, so good.
Absolutely. So last time we reviewed some things that I can help you with in
Okay.
terms of support.
Okay.
I know you said that you have a lot of new contractors, I mean not contractors, but painters on the job site, and then
Correct.
you need a little bit help with relieving some stress off your shoulders in that term.
That is correct.
Is there anything else that I need to be aware of in terms of how can I help you?
So we also talked last week about deliveries,
Yes, we did.
right? You brought that up about deliveries bringing in, and then we also talked about a maintenance guide.
Yes, we did. I do actually have a sample for you today.
Oh, outstanding.
Yes. So this is the maintenance guide actually. I'm
Okay.
just going to jump right in. From the previous jobs we did
Okay.
with previous contractors at the Prudential Center.
Oh,
So
wow.
you will receive something pretty similar. It basically has all of the paints, the products, the
Yeah.
samples,
I see.
as you might see, care and cleaning tips, as well as some touch-up tips for the owner. So you will receive a copy, as well as the Prudential Center owner will receive that as well. You know,
And I see this is the ProMar 200 you were talking about.
yes, so those
Good.
are the paints that I'm aware that you selected, is that correct?
Oh yeah, that's the paints that were specified on the job site, correct?
Yes, of course. So you will receive something similar. Yeah, so you'll receive something similar from me
Okay.
at the end of the job, you know, so you have everything put together.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course, about deliveries. You
Mhm.
mentioned last time that you need something very fast, that if you run out of paint,
Yeah.
you need it the same day.
Well, yeah, if you can
Correct?
do same day, I just want to know what is your delivery schedule so I can make sure
Oh.
I mobilize and forecast
Mhm.
to get materials, because I know that my current suppliers, PBG, Ben Moore,
Yeah, of course.
I know what their schedule is. When I make a phone call, I know when to expect material.
No, absolutely.
I don't know yours because this is our first big job we're working together.
No, of course, no problem at all. So, like I mentioned last time, with our paint deliveries, it's a 24-hour process.
Mhm.
If you, God forbid, run out of paint, we're going to work on a painting schedule together, hopefully next meeting. I'll
Okay.
have it all printed out for you.
Okay.
We can talk more detail later in the meeting today. But basically what I want to do is inform you that it's a 24 process. If, God forbid, you run out of paint, right, on the job site, I will have that immediately done for you same day. Like I said, I'm going to be on site support in
Okay.
here 24 hours throughout the day.
So you'll be on the job, you'll be there. If I need you, you'll be on the job.
I will be there if you need me.
So if I have a problem with the job
Mhm.
later in the day, let's say if I run behind, I'm trying not to run behind because I gotta bring the job in. So if I run behind and I start to add a second shift or a third shift, second shift, let's say it's that runs 3 to 11, I have a problem at 10 o'clock. Are you there?
I'm going to be there. If you let me know and give me a call, I
So
will
if I
be there.
call you, you're there.
Yes, I'm going to be your
Okay.
assisted, want to say project management assistance throughout all of this. If
Okay.
you need me,
Okay.
if not, I will,
Okay.
stay away. But if you need me, I will be there for you.
Okay,
So
good.
you don't have to worry. Do you have my contact information or?
I had it. I don't know where it is now.
Here you go.
Okay.
Call me
Thank you.
anytime, even if you need something at 3 a.m.
Perfect.
I will pick up,
Perfect.
and I will get you situated. I know you also mentioned the new employment with the
Yeah.
painters. Yes.
So Julia, what I have is this job's gonna have at least 20 painters on it,
Mhm.
and so when you're doing a facility of this size magnitude, you have to do it in sections. So you have to drop it out, do the section, then drop it out, do another section, so on and so forth. So that's why I asked you about delivery. So when I'm doing a certain section, how long is it going to take for you to give me material? So you said next day or whatever.
24
say,
hours.
okay.
Sooner.
So I'll get in there. I'm going to be ordering 100-gallon increments. So you're dropping that and the guys are moving. I may even bump that to 200 if they start. Oh, could you hold on 1 second? I got a phone call here. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. Hey, Mike, what's up? What's the matter? The material's not there. Why is the material not there? Did you forecast the project? You got to forecast the project and get it there. We can't have no downtime. We have downtime. We have to back charge. We're gonna get back charged by the owner, and then we're gonna come in on the profit on the job. You gotta take care. I'm talking with Julia right now from Sherwin-Williams, and I gotta take care of this potential job. Okay? It's gotta come in on time. I'm working that out with her right now. This has gotta take place, or we gotta see what we're gonna do without that job. Okay? Take care, man. See you later. Bye bye. That's why I can't have no stoppage. You know what I mean?
Everything okay over there?
Well, not right now.
Intense.
He's gotta take care of it, and that's why I don't wanna have no problem. That's why I'm trying to
No, of course.
prep for this big job.
I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but
No,
I promise you.
I
stuff
apologize.
like
I
that
don't step out. Yeah.
Won't ever happen with me. I'm
So-
very quick on my feet, so you don't have to worry about that
Okay.
ever with us.
I'm good with that.
Mhm.
So I don't want to have that problem. That's why I'm asking about forecasting.
Mhm.
And I want to make sure I can get you material, or I get material from you and when I have
Yes.
to order it. So I want to make sure I get it on time and we're ready to go. And I'll make sure that I'm using the proper materials. So I have new guys,
Mhm.
and I have 8 of the 20 are going to be new. They're going to be new apprentices. I'm getting them from the union hall. With that being said, I don't know what their production rate is compared to my existing 12. Because
Oh, of
obviously I
course.
want to grow the company. We're growing, getting bigger. So with that being said, I want to make sure that I get the production out of those 8 like I did the 12. So do you also provide any type of training, rollout, spray,
Yes.
whatever it may be? You do?
You took it straight out of my mouth. So
What-
I actually have a presentation for you. What I like to call this is 3 pillars for success from me to you.
Wow.
So how can I make your job easier? We provide 3 specific training guides, all separate for you and your team to guide you basically to make this as smooth as possible, right? So starting with your online courses, you download an app. It's just an overview of courses on basic, stuff. So basic, like information that every supplier should know.
Interesting.
Not supplier, but painter should know.
Right.
No matter like where you are in
Mhm.
stage, if you're a beginner
Okay.
or
that's
intermediate or a professional,
Okay.
some would say. So you would learn trade skills during those online courses and business education skills, right? Another thing that we offer is the Painter Skills Program. So what is this? Is we basically train you on site to make sure that every one of your painters is on the same level to make this job go smoother, right? So we
Interesting.
start off with obviously training to trainer, so that would be me and you. We would sit down,
Mhm.
set expectations, and see what you want from your workers and associates. So we would sit down and do that, and then I would go on job site with you with paint specialists, and we
Okay.
would have a 3-day training session for all of the painters involved. So that would be all 20 of your guys, not just the 8 new beginners, to set, like a standard of what you expect on
Okay.
the job site. If you need more than 3 days, we can definitely talk that out. I will make sure you're successful, okay?
Okay.
So another thing, and do you like free stuff?
Sure.
So we
Sure.
offer a painter skill program kit that you will get with a nice cool t-shirt, some,
Oh yeah, I see a Pro Plus guide,
yeah, all of
Purdy
that
guide,
fun
and T-shirt.
stuff.
Yeah, I
you
see
know?
it. Interesting.
So lastly, we offer something for you, right? These are training guides for pretty much the boss, the head of the operation. So we have training modules on YouTube that you can, review at your own time.
Good.
I'm not saying that you don't know this stuff, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's a good refresher. And yeah, we can offer that all to you in our pro training. What is it called again? I'm so sorry. Pro Plus.
Pro Plus training. Yeah.
Yeah, Pro
Yeah,
Plus training
good.
program.
So I can have that to my painters. They can see what's going on.
Yes, absolutely.
Specifically those 8 painters.
Yeah, so we
Okay,
will go over everything in this
Good. Good.
on-site training program. And again, I would assist you every step of the way.
Okay. And you're here. You're the person. You're my go-to. So if
Yes.
I order paint, I'm calling you.
Yes, I'm going to be responsible for your delivery, for your paint, for anything that you need. If you need a unicorn at 3 a.m., I will get you the
Unicorn at 3 a.m.
Don't worry,
Oh,
I
man.
got you.
I might need one on this job.
Hey,
Okay,
You just
good.
let me know.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Any other questions that you have towards me that I might clarify?
Those were the things we talked about. We talked about delivery last time. The new painters you talked about.
Yes.
Finishing early would help me because I'd bring the project in on time, which makes me money. I'm not going to lose it.
Don't worry, you won't lose it with me.
And then the maintenance guide you showed me. So that was it for that I had that you talked about last time.
No, of course. Do you have a set date in mind when you would want to finish the project early?
Yeah.
Just so we're on
How
the same-
early? How
Yes,
early?
How early do you want to finish it?
Oh, I want to bring it in on time, but if I could bring it
Mhm.
in a week early, that would
A
be
week
outstanding. Yep.
Okay. So,
And that's asking a lot because this job's got a tight timeline.
hey, they call me Sonic in the office, and they call me that for no
Wow.
reason. So
Sonic.
don't worry, I'm just
Okay.
I'm my hair blue at this point.
Okay.
I will make sure we finish early on time so
Okay.
you can have more stress relieved on your shoulders.
Okay.
We talked about the training program today, the manual, and anything else that might come up.
No.
Okay,
It's just that obviously my guys know the other
Yes.
competitors because they use them all the time.
No,
This
absolutely.
is my first big job with Sherwin-Williams, so that's why I have new contractors, I have new painters, and I'm using a new product. I need to know I need to make sure it works. A little nervous on that, but I need to bring the job in on time. I know you said you're going to be there. Is there anything else that you have?
As of right now, I want to schedule a next meeting, a follow-up meeting.
Okay.
Hopefully next week, same time. We
Okay.
will talk about the final proposal.
Okay.
I will have printed out and set up the paint delivery schedule for you.
Okay, good.
Because I know it's very important for you.
Okay.
So all the deadlines are going to be met and we're going to finish early. So I'll have all of that next week for
That's
you.
what you'll have next week, and then I'm assuming you'll have pricing also.
Yes,
have it already.
absolutely.
Good.
It will be all written out for you, all
Okay.
clear. How does that sound?
Sounds good. I like it.
Okay, perfect. So does Tuesday at 12 work for you? Same place?
Hold on.
Yeah, of course.
How about Tuesday at 10?
Tuesday at 10, you have a meeting with me.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
It's all set. I look forward to seeing you then.
Okay. And we'll have everything ready to go by then. We'll get ready to go. Good. Because
Absolutely.
I need to have this taken care of before job starts.
Don't worry, it will be all taken
It's
care
gotta be
of.
ready to roll.
And this is actually for your
Okay.
information.
Okay.
I know it's like previous paints that we use in the Prudential Center, so it might be helpful. I will also forward you all of this information that I had in the presentation.
Yeah, we'll need that. And then you're going to need to let me know what the training process is, how long.
Oh yes, we will discuss that in the next meeting as
For
well.
our next meeting. Okay,
Yes,
good.
of course.
Okay.
I look
Okay,
forward
Julie.
to
Thank
seeing
you.
you next Tuesday, was it?
Next Tuesday, 10
Yes,
o'clock.
of
Thank
course.
you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Have a great day. Let
Thank
me
you
let me
too.
walk you out. Here you go.